Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome back to Reality Realness with three S's. I'm your host, Chantele Francis, and I was getting ready to recap with Tamika here, episodes 35, 36, 37, and 38 of Love Island. It's going to be movie night and the fallout from movie night. And then I start seeing notifications of shocking dumping. And I was like, well, the only shocking dumping that I can see actually happening is, spoiler alert, Catherine and Elon being dumped. And I just watched it right this second. So we're going to have to start where we're at right now. And then we'll go back and talk about 35 to 30. Like, how did we get here? What happened? But joining with me to break it all down, someone that I do not think is very pleased by this dumping.
Oh, I'm fine. I'm actually really happy because Catherine was never going to win.
No.
Like,
I felt that how they did the dumping for her was, I thought it was kind of rude.
It was rude.
Oh, Catherine and Elon dumped.
It was rude, but the producer set it up that way. They made her the villain. They made it so that when she left, this is pleasing to the audience. And now, to me, they're going to get exactly what they deserve for the rest of this, 2 weeks, maybe? I'm happy for Catherine. Catherine got a full storyline. I'm sure Catherine came off. She might have been upset because she didn't understand. But I'm sure when her sisters tell her what happened, she'll be fine with it.
Mm-hmm.
She'll be fine with it. So that's all. Catherine, because people are trying to revise history that Catherine was loved, and this is the biggest fall from grace in Love Island history. I'm like, where have y'all been? Because I
kind of hear is saying Kat needs to be on witness protection coming out of that airport, my poor baby. So are people still vexed with her?
They're basically saying that she just needed to say she was sorry. Sorry for what? I don't know. Anyway, from the beginning, remember, she got stolen by Zach, and then we did not see her on purpose by the producers. Then everybody claimed that she was boring, and that's why we weren't seeing her. So when Molly decided to steal Zach, she was supposed to just roll over and hand him to her because she's boring.
And then she didn't kind of do that in the sense that she didn't make a big deal about it.
Right.
She just allowed it to happen.
Right. And then she coupled up with Andre. And Andre and her were almost dumped. What are you talking about? She was the most popular Islander. You guys refused to vote for her.
He was popular right when we were like, Catherine is the star. It is all about Catherine. It's Catherine's season. When Zach came in and all the people that he decided to go for Kat. And we were like, oh my goodness, is she going to be the number one girl this season? Like, wow. And we talked about it. Molly saw that and wanted to be the number one girl and went in and stole Zach. And that was where her from grace was when Molly decided that she didn't want this woman to be the most popular or most desired or the it girl of the season. So that's where I think the fall from grace happened, because since then she was just trying to have a connection with someone without them either being dumped or being stolen from her, or people saying that they're not interested in her.
They're not into her. So where's this fall from grace from because they're saying from Scott and her. Y'all still did not like her and Scott. Half of y'all said that Scott wasn't interested in her. Half of y'all said that, oh, we're not seeing them. Why are we not seeing? Are they just boring? Please do not revise history now because you guys are trying to make her a villain. I was wishing, you know what I was wishing? Last season at this same time, they let Olivia and Maxwell pick the couple that went out with them And I
Ooh.
so was wishing they gave that. You
They
want to
wouldn't have
bully?
done that. They're not going to do that if they want
No.
Scott to win.
Yeah.
And like, what's I think is like, it's okay. Whatever, we understand Fiat 500 and their power, because the
Hmm.
Fiat 500 is like the head honchos is the producers of Love Island. Like their top dogs is the producers. So like they have the right people on their side. But the fact that it is very clear, even from that recoupling, which was the last coupling that happened at the end of episode 37, was Scott basically saying, like, you're kind of nice, you're kind of cute, we'll just have a friendship couple, and,
They didn't
so
care.
literally having a friendship couple, literally being borderline rude to
Hmm.
Amber, and now because what is it because they want to see him try to steal Abby away from Mitch?
I don't know what they want on Scott's end, because now it's revising his. We don't want him to win. We just wanted her out. Okay, but when he wins, because you set it up that he could potentially win this season now. What are y'all gonna do then?
He
Because
wouldn't.
you guys were willing to vote for him over Whitney and Locken. You guys were ready to string Whitney up because twice she said Scott could potentially be a game player. And today, when they previewed that Whitney got the text, and they said, "Oh, if Whitney was the highest vote getter, and then she has to dump somebody, she dumps Scott and Amber, she's next." That is what they were saying on Twitter. That is what they were saying on Twitter.
I'm scared of these people.
Okay? So
They're not logical.
none of that is logical. Don't come to me now and tell me that your plan was just to get Catherine out and Scott not to win. Scott can win now. Good luck to y'all. Hope that was the plan.
Hi, Rachel.
And I'm
Hi,
fine with it.
Bridget. I mean, I think I think okay, it's gonna suck like all the negative press that she has, but she has a lot of people that are supporting her, and I think when she sees what they're saying, she's gonna understand better than we are about who Scott is, because there was something that was going on, and a lot of people are being like, "Oh, you guys are just trying to make it seem like Catherine wasn't just like a nasty person, and like Scott's something. I've never seen him be anything but just like a kind soul." And I'm like, there has to be a reason why all the women were like, "Oh, Elon, he treats you so well. Oh, he's so like." Why they were continuously telling her this? Like, they've been really supportive of all of her relationships, and so it was very surprising to me. There must be something that we're missing if everybody's been saying like, "Go for Elon because Scott ain't it." So there's stuff that we're not seeing, and I'm sick of people saying that we're just trying to make things nicer for Catherine.
No.
But I'm like, there has to be stuff that we aren't seeing. There's no.
And
Why would she just flip
I
the
hope
switch
she
like that?
sings like a canary. I hope she does not protect nobody. Not one damn body. Not a producer, nobody. Find my ass. Find me.
Iconya's here saying, yes, they're trying to make Scott win over Brittany because Whitney has been giving him Vim too.
Yep. Ready to string her up for him.
I'm reading Twitter now. People are saying that Scott and Kat made up off camera. Is that true? That's so dirty on their part. Well, we even saw on the show a little bit this last episode 38, that she and him had a conversation, and they're kind of talking about like how like she wants to see things, like she's curious as how things are going with him and Abby potentially. So, she said she doesn't want things to be weird between them. She she still cares about him.
Yeah, that's what she said, which means they were fine. He hasn't talked to Leah since when, but him and Catherine had a nice conversation today. They were fine. Oh, all these people. Oh, if only you guys had that conversation yesterday. You should have told him sorry yesterday. How do you know she did not have this conversation with him yesterday?
Or the day before, or the day before.
Or the day before.
Like, I bet you we're gonna get on After Sun, or not After Sun, on Scene Bits. We'll see that conversation. I bet you.
Mm-hmm.
After she's gone, you'll see the conversation of her
the producers did not want her to win.
She
They
was going to win,
haven't
though.
won. They and she was never going to win. They can all these people can rewrite history and act like she was going to win. They were sitting there choosing Ella and Whitney over her. They were telling everybody. They were in spaces on Twitter and all over the place on other YouTube channels talking about, no, y'all can't vote for Catherine. She's splitting the vote. Y'all have to dump her so that Whitney and Ella can get to the end.
They don't need her to be dumped for that to happen. Mary says, yeah, they need to humble Catherine and repeatedly throughout the season, especially after CASA. It has been hard to watch. They've been really not nice, and like even this person Jay-Z here is like, people are still defending Catherine. I still don't see what she has done.
What did she do? Type it out. Let me know because I've yet to see what she did wrong.
And like, it seems like Scott gets a pass of being particularly nasty at the coupling. Yes, I understand that he was upset because she came back with somebody, but like he was still nasty, and she had a reaction.
At best, Catherine found a better connection. At worst, the Islanders got into her head and twisted her brain to think that Scott
Wasn't that
did
into
not
her?
like her. So what did she do wrong?
It's just the way she spoke to him, because she should have
I
been
could
like,
give two
yes,
damns.
yes, master. You know what I mean?
I give two damns. I said it the last time. I'm gonna say it again. I don't give a damn how she talked to him.
Mm-hmm.
He came at her first. I don't give a damn after that.
Fernanda says, hey, ladies, Catherine is gone. I told you. Well, I mean, we pretty much assumed that was going to happen when the dumping was going to happen. I had no doubt, especially when I saw the post popping up being like, most shocking. I was like, not shocking, but like that is going to be a shocking one because she was an OG. I kind of says they said that this man is on Ekansu level of entertainment.
Oh yes, they were putting side by side the stars of Love Island season 10, Whitney and Scott. That's this is what these people have been doing
Scott's
for
not
days.
funny. Like, I like the only reason why I was kind of giving him any props was like when he was like hanging out with Whitney and Catherine, and I was like, oh, like he likes hearing like all like the girls talk. You know what I mean? This is
And
not
even
good.
then, he wasn't really talking. He like Whitney and Catherine were talking, and he was just there and would make every now and then a comment, but he wasn't really like I don't. Anyway, these people
Mary says, "Oh, that's annoying. That's the annoying part. I think the damage has been done. Whitney is not going to win now. Well, Whitney, I don't know if Whitney was going to win. She's closer than Catherine ever was going to be. Catherine may have a chance with Scott, maybe. But Whitney, I don't think that Whitney is going to be able to win. I think right now it's going to be between Scott and the new girl that's coming in, and Molly and Zach." Two people that like I couldn't care less about their relationships.
Yeah, no, I said a few days ago on my Twitter, if you follow me on Twitter, I said, listen, y'all are not gonna let Whitney win no matter what she does. So I don't care. Like, to me, Whitney's my winner. To me, Whitney should win the season. But I've been here before. Whitney's not going to win because you guys will never allow her to win. So y'all are going to do what y'all did with India and Dammy and come a year later talking about our winners. We they should have been number one. But don't do that. Don't do that. Y'all were never going to allow them to win. Y'all hated them then, and y'all not going to allow her to win now. So
Fernando's saying it's going to be interesting to see how Catherine moves in the next days. People even want her to apologize to Scott on After Sun, but I think but I think she should do what she wants. Well, she's already apologized to him, so I bet you that we'll see on Unseen Bits the apology. Every islander that has been dumped has come out and said they don't understand why Scott is being hated in the villa since they met him and only say nice things about him.
What does that have to do with Catherine? I'm still good. You've yet to tell me what's happened with Catherine here.
Catherine and Scott have been hanging out in the background for a couple of episodes, but people ignored it.
Yep, they happen.
Okay, people were even saying that Whitney set up Catherine because she was smiling when reading the text.
She wasn't smiling. She was screaming. She was like, no, 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 no. Wait, what?
I think Scott has anger issues. I agree, to be honest. People came for me when I said that, like, oh, he's angry. He was really angry, had hate in his eyes. I'm like, he had a flash of hate in his eyes, in my opinion. And so I'm glad somebody else saw it.
Whitney's not going to win. You're telling me people are
Dan,
saying
that's wishful thinking. She's a winner in
Whitney
our
is
eyes
not
for sure.
winning.
I actually do think that her and Lock-In have a chance, but I don't think they have a chance at winning the game. Think they have a chance of lasting a long time, but not the win.
Yeah.
Not that this season. This dumping was indicative of who they want to vote for, and it's definitely not the black woman. It isn't. Dark skinned black woman from Nigeria.
Not in
No.
the UK. Not in the UK. And I said on my Twitter, I said, listen, I'm good. Less than a week until Love Island USA, where we've gotten 2 black women, dark skinned black women who have won the game, snowed us or not, and I'm just fine with it. The most we do is pit the black women against each other, but at least they can win the game. You guys will never have a black woman win, and I resigned myself to that you missed last season with Tanya and Shaq, because they also meddled, in my opinion, in their relationship, and they were the strongest couple going into Casa. It is what it is at this point. And y'all can sit there and say Catherine screwed the bag, Catherine dropped
No,
it.
she
She
wasn't
was
going.
never going to win. I resigned myself to that after Casa. She was never going to win. Never going to win.
So Bridget thinks that production plant Molly is going to win.
Yeah,
Probably.
probably.
Iconist is saying that I don't even like Molly. They don't even like Molly. They booed her on Aftersun, did they?
I don't remember them booing her. They booed Catherine.
I think after Catherine leaving, the public won't vote for Scott anymore. I think the public just wanted justice for Scott. I don't know.
You can think that all you want to, but not the way I was seeing things.
I bet 100% that Abby will move towards Scott now that she knows he's a fan favorite. Well, maybe they were doing that for him.
Mm-hmm.
But like, you think that they would like Mitch though?
I do think people. I did see a lot of people say if Scott steals Abby, they're going to be upset. So I think they sent in a bombshell, and this could be his. What was who did Amber win with?
Greg.
This could be his Greg.
But okay, the difference though, like for me, is when I was watching season 5, and I was watching with my mom. It was the first season that my mom was watching, and we were so invested in Amber and Michael, and like, you know, she had the tough exterior, but she was breaking down those walls, and you could see that he was being patient with her, and like they were really building this connection. And I was like, oh my god, like I'm so happy that she's opened herself up to this man, and he seems like he really, really, really likes her, and she was beginning to feel safe with him. And then she goes to CASA AMOR, not even thinking that it was a possibility that he would find anyone. And she confidently came back alone to stand in front of him. And then he's giving her all this feminine attitude, which standing with Joanna, like a white passing woman. I don't know if she's mixed or not, but like definitely doesn't have any black in her from what I could see. Maybe she does, but I couldn't tell.
Mm-hmm.
And having to take that on the chin. I bawled my eyes out.
Yep.
When, like, me and my mom were like snotty nose and crying, like, oh my god, like Michael, why would you do like that's how I know that there was something real that was going on. I didn't have that feeling for Catherine and Scott. I know everybody's saying that they saw it and they could see it, but I didn't feel that. It could be they didn't have enough time, they didn't show us enough things, but I felt it with that relationship with Amber and Michael, and I felt the heartbreak, and I felt how mortified she was. And go ahead.
I think the difference is they actually showed Amber and Michael's relationship.
Well, but that's my point though.
Yeah.
Is that like I didn't feel anything for this relationship, for them to be so angry at Catherine going for a connection that she was feeling was stronger than whatever we think she should have been feeling with her and Scott. like I kind of had to trust her on that because I didn't feel anything with them. So if I didn't feel anything with them, maybe she didn't either. Anyways, so annoying. I'm just
It's
really annoyed.
it's so funny because when they don't show stuff, they people make assumptions, whatever assumptions that they feel like it. When they don't show other stuff, they people make assumptions that and it never like it never. It's like, oh, we don't see Scott and Catherine. They have like an amazing relationship, right? And then all the Islanders are like, Scott is a game player. And I'm not saying he is. I actually think that Scott liked her. But then it's like, well, they're bullying him. There's no way. We saw him. We didn't see him. We didn't see him with her. So for I don't know what they saw. And now they're taking every pat like all the Islanders. They know that you like Scott. You think they're gonna come out and
Exactly.
say
This is
this?
what Mary's saying right now is that, like, you to talk against Scott would not be good for your public image, for your Instagram followers. Like, all these people are coming on for the clout. So, like, going against a fan favorite, like when you come off the show, is not going to be best for you at all. Scott is the golden boy that I've watched that hasn't quote unquote messed up. They love Hugo up and down until he turned into a menace.
This is listen. And I keep saying, I said Mitch is a better Hugo than Hugo because he's just so messy.
Dad says I'm gonna get all my family's phone to vote for Whitney and Logan to win. Is 12 votes enough for them to win?
No.
No. You need like a million probably.
I I posted a comment this morning just to test something out, guys. I posted a comment on the Facebook page under Love Island's Facebook page when they put the first lookout for Locken and Whitney's date. And I said, I'm so excited to see this date. I really love them. I think they're so genuine. Do you know how much laughs I got? How much angry faces I got? Like, it's not enough. I'm trying to explain to you guys. They thought, do you know who those people are voting for? They were voting for, they weren't
Molly?
even they not, unless they're not saying it, but they were voting for Katie and Uzi. They said that Katie and Uzi have a better connection than Whitney and
Katie,
Lockett.
I can't. Well, we're gonna get into that for sure. Now, wait. Somebody was saying here. Hi, Bridget. So Bridget was saying that in France, Love Island, the black woman won. Okay, but in France, there are more black people than the UK, and also, and that's because there's a lot of black speaking countries that move to France. So we have Haitians that will potentially move to France, and then you also have people from different parts of Africa that are French speaking that will move to France. And so it's very popular. It gets populated for the fact that it's a French speaking place. They're going to have more French speaking black people in general. And so and they're going to also support each other. So the black women this season were not supporting Catherine at all. And so that is
Not in the
definitely one of the
UK.
reasons. Not in
Not
the
in the
UK.
UK.
Yeah, in the
Yeah,
UK.
yeah. And first of all, Catherine is Irish and she cannot get majority of the Irish people to vote for her.
That's true.
And so you're already cutting down her votes there. B, what Chantele is saying is correct because I know a lot of Haitian people who were watching Love Island France and downloaded the little app and was voting for Cindy and Edgar and made sure that she won. And there was a lot of French speaking African countries. They were doing the same thing. So
Absolutely.
they got support in that country because she was doing what she needed to be done, which was bring in the entertainment. And then she had gotten dumped and came back and she kept bringing the entertainment. She didn't change who she was. If that person, Cindy, her, the whole person that she was in the UK, they would have dumped her and never
Oh
brought her
yeah.
back.
Oh yeah, for sure. So Al here is saying that there's two clips on YouTube showing Catherine apologizing to Scott, and the other Elam telling Catherine if a bombshell walks in, he will talk to them. Well, we kind of saw that one in episode 38. I don't know if there was more to that conversation from Elon. We're gonna get into that soon too. So let me just catch up on these comments, and then we're gonna head back to the beginning, how it all began. Ooh. Icona says French Love Island is the tea. The contestants go for the jugular on their island. I'll watch it as just like I speak French and I do enjoy Love Island and I do like love and I want to see couples get together and I'm invested in these relationships. So I probably will watch it, but I don't think I'll cover it. Okay, so Catherine's saying with Catherine gone, there will be more votes for Whitney or Ella.
Catherine didn't have the votes in the first place. Again, she almost got dumped with Andre. What did we like? Am I like?
Oh my god, I hate Twitter. I hate Twitter. Everybody, let's go to Threads. Threads so far, I haven't seen any negative stuff about Catherine on Threads yet. But I gotta say, people on Twitter saying stop playing the race card. People that aren't black are always gonna say stop playing the race card.
Okay. No, it's black people saying it's black. It is UK black women saying stop play and men saying stop playing the race card. It's not white people.
Well, it definitely is the race card then. It's colorism or something or I don't understand. It's really shocking to me because I really don't see what she has done to make people hate her so much. She really hasn't done anything in my eyes. I've seen so many nastier displays of humanity on these shows. For instance, last summer with Faye. I did defend Faye as well, so you can't say that like I'm just like defending only the black woman that had like an outburst. But like Faye, I think was a lot worse. Did what's it called? Fomcom? What is it called? Their whatever it is.
Ofcom, yeah.
Did
and then you did. You defended Faye, and I was not happy.
Right, but like I defended Faye. And I'm defending Catherine as well. And I don't think that Catherine was nearly as bad as Faye was.
Nowhere near it. Because like what Faye did to me. And it's a very similar situation. She got upset because she thought that Teddy was playing a game and she brought someone back. And the thing is, the difference with the Teddy and Faye situation is Teddy didn't get angry at her. Teddy did not get mad at her, but she went on a tirade, and so many of these people defended Faye. So many of these people were supporting Faye, and not even blinking it. Oh, don't you understand? She's just passionate and she really
I was saying that she was hurt and it was like a wounded dog and like and like not like understanding where she's coming from, but obviously not feeling as though that's the right way to express herself. Definitely felt that she needs to go into some sort of therapy. For her to react in this sort of way is an indicator that there's a really deep pain. But I think that her emotional outburst was like a landslide more egregious than anything. Like Catherine, whatever Catherine has done, times 100. I don't think it even matches up there. Dan says, I'm sorry, but Sammy has done Jess dirty every time, but none of them have went for Sammy.
Every time.
Dan, yeah, Chantele is defending Faye and I was annoyed. Like Chantele was biased of Faye.
I remember it clearly. And that is why I like doing the podcast with you, because you have your opinion. We are black women. We are not monolith. I just still don't think that Catherine did anything that warrants any of this. The hate. She's not the villain. I'm sorry.
Thanks, Sharnice. Loves our reviews because we're grown and reasonable.
I don't know what it is. I mean, I can be petty and unreasonable, but I try.
Me too.
I try.
Me too. Okay, so let's just go back to the beginning. Let's just like try to get through, like, how do we get here in these last 5 episodes? Because we were really excited for movie night, and well, not really excited, but we were hoping that movie night would deliver, right?
Yes. Hopeful. Yes.
So the beginning of movie night I thought was amazing. Like they really built it up like a blockbuster, like, but it was also kind of like ominous. So it's kind of like a horror movie, like an Alfred Hitchcock movie that was happening. And I was like, I love this. I love the drama of it all. It was really fun.
It was.
We see, I said, bleh, Zach and Molly. I don't want to leave this place. I don't remember what that was. Is she just saying that? And they're like, the only thing that they show about them is like these one lines of them being like,
Yeah.
I love you. I mean, I love being with you.
It's like just wait, was movie night they came off a Hideaway? That's why.
Oh no, they're still in the hideaway when she says, I
Yes,
don't want to leave this place.
it was
Like in his arms.
yeah,
Do you think they
it's
went all
like
the
they
way? I
know
don't
we
care,
don't.
obviously, but do you
Yeah,
think they went all the way?
that we know that it's like production knows that we don't like them, so they're just like dripping them like little
They're
bits.
like, sorry, they're still gonna win.
Yeah, sprinkle, 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 sprinkle. That's basically what they're doing now with them.
So we see Ty and Uzi in bed in the morning, and like so they are to become friends. But what it seems like is the producers tell who to sleep or to come and enjoy whose bed, because I don't know if it was at this moment, but remember there's a time when Mitch was like, "Oh, I don't want Scott to come in our bed."
Oh, I didn't hear that.
I don't know if it was this episode or one of the next two, but like there was a point where like Scott was in the singles room and they're going to come into the room and he's going to be coming into their bed. And he didn't want that. He's like, oh, I don't want Scott to come to bed.
Ooh, I didn't hear that.
So I don't know. There's stuff going on. Like, okay, yes, they're saying like this, it's a bullying thing, but usually when there's bullying happening, we can see what went down. Right? Like I don't know. I don't understand. More has happened than we're being shown, and maybe Mitch's parents work for ITV. I don't know. Not Mitch. Sorry, Scott.
I mean, he does have a career he has to return to. So if he is doing something, they might be protecting him. I don't listen. To be fair, I really don't want to make this about Scott because I don't think we'll ever know unless somebody comes out and says something different. So I do feel like something happened, and I feel like we did not see Whitney's opinion about Scott and Catherine during CASA, and then it seemed like whatever happened after that CASA episode, Whitney flipped to totally being on board with Ellum and Catherine. Like it felt like she was like, oh, I'm here just to supporting her, and then something happened and she totally flipped. So I don't know what happened off camera, and I hate to speculate, but
well, that's all we can do when they don't give us all the facts.
But something is missing, and I don't even know what it could be. That's the problem. I don't have a problem speculating, but somebody said it's like Scott slapped her or kicked her off stage, and we don't. Oh, it's like that's how it feels. Like because she got so sad at him, but I don't feel like that was for no reason. Like none of it felt to me from Catherine's end like it was no reason. Some of the other people's end felt like no reason.
Dan wants to get to the reunion now because the public loves Scott, but the people in the villa don't.
Yeah, but they'll never address it. I bet you they'll never address it.
Even her girl, you don't think she's confused as well?
Who, Whitney?
Maya Jama.
Oh, Maya Jama. She might listen. If Catherine's there after sun, she might ask.
Just like, what happened?
What happened? Because, like, she was saying the same thing, and whoever was sitting there.
Okay, hold on. Facts are coming through right now. Naya's saying production wanted to break up the Black Girl trio. You saw them hug at the end of this episode. Too much melanin for them, hence the meddling with Kat's journey, convincing Ubi to come for Ella, and Whitney suffering through Medi.
Period. Period.
Oh, I don't know who that is, said in an interview that Scott gets in bed and leaves the sheets dirty. She also said that Scott lost his retainer in the bed and it stuck to his bedmate's bottom.
Yeah, that was who said that one?
Maybe Molly?
No, it was either Danielle or Tink.
That wouldn't be that pleasant. So I get
Yeah.
that. So Abby and Mitchell are going to go on a date. I'm like, okay, whatever. So this is after the morning, and Ty and Ella are cuddling, and we get a whole bunch of "I miss you," and I don't know. Ty is really good at sweet talking. He's like saying that he's learning on the job, and this is the first time he's really kind of been in a relationship, and he wants to be in a relationship. Where do you feel about him as his honesty, or do you think it's all a game for him?
I personally think he was being honest. I don't know. I like Scott.
No, I'm not about Ty. This was Ty.
Oh, Ty. I thought you said Scott. Okay.
Ty and Ella, I missed you, and he said he's learning on the job about relationships.
Oh, Ty, I believe nothing he has.
That's why I'm asking you.
This is my thing. Everything now with Ty is like too pat. Is it me or is it too pat? Like he seems upset. Like his face seems upset. His body language seems upset. But he's like, we're going to squash it. We're going to squash it. Squash it. And I'm just like, are you squashing it because you want to squash it?
Mm-hmm. Or
and,
it's the best.
And you really see something on the outside with this girl.
I think that they will stay together for a bit, though, to be honest. Like, just because they look really good together. Facts. And if this is a clout journey for either of them, especially for Ty, since he's the one that's the reformed bad boy here, or is acting like a reformed bad boy, I think that he does want to have the prestige of being an it couple from Love Island season 10. So I think they'll do the 1 year stint at least, you know what I mean? Unless he gets back he misses the game too much and he has too many people sliding into his DMs, and then maybe it'll be a big scandal, which could also be good clout because publicity is good publicity.
Like Mr. Davide.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dan thinks that Ty is desperate to win.
I think. And listen, I get it. He's what, 20 something. 24. I'm sure the money could be good. I get it. But they're all playing a game. For me, I don't believe him. I just don't. I don't know what it is. I just don't believe him. Something about it.
It's like I totally see where you're coming from. For me, like I still like what he says. Like I think that like for somebody that if he's playing a game, I think he does a pretty decent job for being such a young guy that's never actually been in a relationship. He is saying kind of the right things.
Okay.
Like for him to be like, I'm learning on the job, like this is new to me, like I have all these feelings that I've never really, really dealt with. Like that would make sense for a person that's only been banging hundreds of chicks, right? And so like it just seems quite like, are we giving him credits for being that smart?
I know that's what people on Twitter keep saying. You guys think he's like so smart that he would, and it's not lost on me that his friend is Toby. It is not lost on me that I think he could be playing a game. Okay. A lot of it does for me. I feel like he went after Catherine a lot for me to feel like he's not playing a game. I think he thought that her being with these white men were going to mess up his chances. And then like to find out then also he did the same thing to Whitney, because people kept saying, oh, well, he didn't do that to Whitney, so what are you talking about? Medi came on the Morning After podcast and said he did do that to Whitney, but we just did not see it. And so he's done it to all the black girls. I have a feeling it's because he wants them gone so that him
or he knows that they'll check him. You know what I mean? Like they'll call him out. because they are kind of like his aunties. He was saying at one point, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So it kind of says Ty is playing one of the best, is one of the best game players on the show. He really acted like he went through some type of growth in 5 to 6 weeks. I do think you can go through some type of growth in 5 to 6 weeks because this is a very new experience. It's really, really over sensory. Like you are forced to talk about your feelings all the time, and it's something that he isn't actually
Yeah.
needed to do. Anytime he had feelings, he would just bounce on to the next.
Yeah.
So I could see that there could be at least a nugget of truth with some of his growth that he's experiencing or
Yeah.
saying that he's experiencing.
Yeah, I do think he likes Ella. I do think it's possible to go through these feelings and emotions in that villa because first of all, they're prodding you and making you have these conversations. A, B, then you have to go back with production and have these conversations in an ITM so that they understand where you're at, and so that's where we get the stupid things of, oh, so are you and Zach closed off? Or are you still open? So, because production probably told Katie, oh, yeah, so you know that Molly and Zach are closed off. And why don't you go and ask them about it? So, they're constantly either sending somebody to ask you about your feelings, asking you about your feelings,
course,
making you talk about your feelings. And when
Mhm.
you have to do that, you have to get in tune with your feelings.
So Montel and Leah are talking about their feelings a little bit. She wants more effort from him, and that's all I wrote down about their little interaction here. Abby and Mitch, they have a paddleboard date. How did you like this date?
Short.
It
Okay.
suited them. It was okay. Better than Molly and Zach's date.
Yeah. I was like, okay, so after everything that happened that episode, it was like, okay, so we see why they gave them a date because they had the storyline coming in, so they were trying to throw that date in beforehand. Right. Yeah.
It's very sad the fact that Mitch went on a date, albeit so quick, after CASA, and Kath and Scott never got a date before CASA. Is another reason I'm suspicious about production.
Yep. I said
you wanted them to be so locked in, and they never had a freaking date.
Never got a date. And this is what I keep trying to tell people. I'm like, they never got alone time. They never got a hideaway.
And they never got to talk after the big blow up. They went straight to CASA AMOR.
Yeah. Yep. They never had alone time to get in tune with how either one of them really felt or to get on the same page with anything. They made sure of it. Production. I keep telling people, look at production. Oh, please. I'm going to tell you, though I will laugh if it's not Leah and Montel that goes home and it's Katie and Uzi and those two boring people stay in the villa.
I don't think that they're going to let Katie and Uzi go. I think that Jess and Mitch and Sammy might be more likely than Katie and Uzi.
Okay. Because I was like,
unless Katie's like, my work here is done. I need to go back to my boyfriend now.
True. This is true. This is the first public vote, right? Since she got into the villa, yeah. Okay, yeah. It could be Katie and Uzi. It could definitely.
She'd be like, "Can you rig this so I can go home? I don't want to be making out with somebody that's not my boyfriend anymore. Thanks."
True.
So Ty finally kisses Ella. One thing though that I wish that Ty would do, because he goes into these like really fast kind of passionate kisses, I would rather him be a little more sensual, but I think that had to be learned because he's not been in a relationship, so he just goes in these like no,
yeah. If you're just sleeping with people, you're not like you're not building romance. Like it's just dump, like pump and fuck. Bye.
Pump and dump? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah,
fucking dumb pumpkin.
So it's like
pump and dump.
Like yeah, like just kind of go and move on. Like there's no build up. There's no let me woo you. There's none of that.
So Abby and Mitch still come back from their date. The girls chat. They say that they've got closer. She sees more happening in their relationship. The boys are chatting and they say, "What's next? Marriage." Ha 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 ha. Then Catherine gets a text. It's movie night. And then you see Ty like, did you kiss anyone? Like he's starting to get worried now. She's like, only in the challenge.
Yeah,
I wrote
that
down
was
Montel's in
that was
trouble.
foreshadowing.
Say
That
again?
was foreshadowing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wait, hold on. Shardy says they gave the singles a freaking date twice and never gave Kat one in either couple she was in.
None of the
Very
couple she
telling.
was in twice. Catherine again. That's when I said to people, I said, she was never going to win this game. They were never going to allow it. They never showed us Catherine in a relationship. We got more today with her and Ellen about a relationship than we got like most of this time.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, hidden and quitting.
Because they knew what was going to be going down. So everybody's getting ready for movie night. They're having hot dogs and champagne. And so the questions are, so what percentage of men switch off the light during sex? And 25% is the answer. The girls win here. So they choose the lying, the Mitch, and the wardrobe. I just said it was just so embarrassing. Like, just seeing Mitch running around. Like, we obviously saw and talked about Mitch's antics and just how he wasn't really being a guy's guy.
Yeah.
Who said our friendship changed? Was it Zach?
It was Zach. It was Zach. First of all, I was annoyed because it was like y'all wasted y'all video on Mitch, messy Mitch. And so it was like they watched the video and all of them laughed because they just he's messy.
I don't like. I would not be choosing that person. The lying and the Mitch in the wardrobe. So production told them, you pick this one.
Yeah,
please.
Had to have because I was like, are you serious? Like y'all wasted a video
on Mitch, someone that wasn't even in a couple or like just a new couple. Like what?
Like, what? Who cares?
Nobody
It was
cares.
so stupid.
We
It
didn't
was so
care.
stupid.
So in hours, how long does the average person spend kissing in their lifetime? Only 336 hours? That seems short to me. Seems short.
Yeah.
But the boys do end up having the closer number. So they obviously look up Cinderella. And I'm like, oh, the massage. Remember we think that we're seeing that massage that was gonna. I was like, oh boy. She does look really happy when she was around Uzi. And she wasn't really heavily flirting, but like she was just like her defenses weren't up.
Yeah.
She was just
so smiley and content. And I'm sorry, I'm reminiscing. I liked Ella and Uzi.
Yeah, of course. They should have picked different videos to get some info on the other boys. Absolutely. Nobody cares about what Mitch is doing in the villa or at all. And so apparently there's like a little bit of kissing under the covers, and she's like, it was just a kiss on the cheek, and he was like a kiss, like I don't know, like on, like I remember when that happened, and I remember it seemed like she kind of swerved a little bit. Mm-hmm. And then I wrote, Whitney's so extra. What did she say?
Oh.
She's like, oh.
Yeah. Oh, because the kiss and Whitney was freaking out because everybody's freaking out because they're like, wait, you guys kiss? And she's like, no, we didn't kiss. And even Uzi was like, we didn't kiss. Like, he's like, I like either kissed her on her forehead or her cheek or whatever to like, get her to relax. But it wasn't, everybody started like, because I truly believe nobody thought she did anything. And I said, I bet you they're going to show that.
We knew that there was nothing. Of course they're going to show that. Of course.
They're going to show that.
So Jess is like, oh, it's in the past. And then Ty decides to clap back at her. And I was like, that's really rude. And like, so like Ty clapping back, I thought was ruder than anything that I've seen Catherine do so far, still. But like, not even a peep out of this reaction from Ty to Jess, who's just being like, it's in the past, let's move on. You guys forgave each other.
Nobody has said one iota about how he reacted to Jess. Like that, like he came at Jess a couple of times during this entire thing, and I thought they were so beyond disrespectful. Not even a whisper. Not even a whisper.
Not even a whisper. So what percentage of women have sex before marriage? 74%, and the girls win this one. And they want to see the full Montel. And we hear him saying to Tink that he has more in common with her than Leah, and that it's 50-50. And Leah was like getting really mad at Montel. He's like, why are you just trying to make your friends laugh? And so Dan here is saying, my prediction was going, well, the movies was going to be so wrong. Like Leo's want to be having the drama. I'm sorry, that was unexpected. Did Moira call her or something? Well, it was interesting that she popped off, and this becomes kind of the point of the whole movie night, was really centered around Leah, which was also really interesting because nobody really cared about her drama
at all.
So that was the beginning of Leah just kind of getting a little bit pissed off. And the next question is a percentage of people that have sex, the Brits that have sex daily. And the boys got this one right. It was 4%. And so the boys decided to choose dangerous liaisons.
Mm-hmm.
And you just see her being like, no one's Montel. And then the girls are booing Montel. And she's embarrassed. I was embarrassed for her, not good bad. No lie.
So 2 things. It was like with the Montel thing, I was just like, so she just gonna eat it. Like, he could just do whatever. Like, is this what's gonna happen on the outside? And then it was like, she's like, I feel embarrassed. I said, you know what? She shouldn't. Leah shouldn't feel embarrassed. Jess, on the other hand, Jess should feel very embarrassed.
So the next one is the percentage of sex with partner while staying at someone's house. 31%. The girls win this one, and they like to see some like it's Scott. And was it Leah that said no girl wanted you? That's why you stayed single? I wasn't sure if it was her or not, or if it was somebody, because she does say later that it wasn't even her that said it.
It was her that said it. So what it is because people keep attributing the words to Catherine. This is part of the reason why they keep saying she should apologize. I said, but she didn't even say it. What happened was she said, she was saying, as we can see, that he had no connection. And then went during what's her name? Catherine's one. She said, Amber, isn't that right? None of the girls wanted him. And Amber said, yeah. And then people got mad. Oh, so was it Amber? Because Dan is saying it was Amber. So maybe I make the first one was Amber saying it, and then she was confirming. None of it was Catherine. Is what I keep trying to explain, but people keep saying it was Catherine.
Right. I remember thinking that I don't remember it being Leah for sure. I know Leah was clapping back at that point, you know what I mean? But like, I don't remember it actually being her necessarily.
Okay.
I can maybe try to find it so we can actually just look. So let's see if
Yeah.
I can find it. That was episode, which number? Where are we? Episode 35? Let's see if I can find that part. So, yeah, so none of the girls wanted him. Ugh. Next question. 18 to 21-year-olds admitted to cheating. The answer is 29%. Boys win, and they choose Saturday Night Fever. And we see all the girls saying that you're so much better suited to Elam. And, like, it was a little bit of a... To see
but
that,
again, it wasn't Catherine who was saying it. All of this they're attributing to Catherine, but it was the girls who were saying it, especially Leah, Amber, and then somebody mentioned Katie said something. I must have gotten their voices mixed up because I remember it was Leah and Katie. I don't even like people were saying Whitney said something. I was like, Whitney didn't say anything.
We're going to solve it now. Okay. I'm just trying to find it first. Okay, we're still in Mitchland. It was Lita, Amber, and Katie. Well, we'll soon find out. Wait, now Rachel thinks I do think Kat said it. Leah asked it. Amber confirmed it. Katie repeated it.
We'll find out.
Wait, that's the kiss. Okay, so that is theirs. Yeah, we will find it. That's Chantele, where she's sad. Nobody liked you. Or nobody's Chantele. It's embarrassing. We're finding it, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to solve this. Okay. Okay, I don't know if I'm gonna have to stop and start it because I don't want to have a flag, but we'll see if we can get to the bottom of it. Okay, I'm gonna be starting every like couple seconds. Sorry, it's gonna be annoying, but we'll figure it out.
I feel like that's enough progress.
How are you feeling today?
So it's here, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Missed Catherine a little bit last night. Sure when the girls walk in here now. Probably won't.
And of course they had to show that. And I was like, production hates Scott. I was like,
well, no. Maybe that's why they're making it up to him.
He laughed.
The girls, that's clearly what it was, isn't it?
Wait, so what did she say here?
That clearly what
Missed
it
Catherine
was.
a little bit last night. Sure when the girls walk in here now. Probably won't.
Probably won't. That's cold though.
Yeah.
And it's ruthless.
And he laughed. He didn't even apologize.
It's because he didn't.
And that was before anything. This is when they're supposed to be in love still, right?
Get the girls, that's clearly what it was, isn't it?
Oh, okay. This is when she said it.
Okay, so it's clearly that you didn't get the girls, and that's why you like stayed single.
Okay.
Why you didn't?
Catherine, I was stood there alone. You weren't.
Wait, didn't you try it with all the girls and didn't you try it with all the girls and didn't you try it with all the girls and none of them wanted him?
Didn't he try it with all the girls and none of them wanted him?
Apparently none of the girls wanted you, that's why. End of.
They didn't
Apparently none of the girls wanted you, that's why.
want you.
They didn't want you.
No, it wasn't that.
Okay, so it was all of them, but she did say, well, like, you didn't find a connection, whatever, which is what she had been saying. That's why
She's been saying
alone.
that, yeah.
And then Leah, with a bit of a smirk, was like, isn't the reason why, like, none of the girls wanted him? And then Katie confirms that, and then Catherine.
Amber also confirms it, because they asked Amber.
Right. Is there any more? Let's see.
Oh, whoa. Catherine.
No, Catherine.
It's not a matter of none of the girls wanted me, so I didn't do anything about it.
Oh, here we go with the justification.
He makes me mad.
Can we go on to the next thing?
We all done? I'm not asked about the situation. None of us could give a fuck. Move on. Next one.
He really gets me fired up. It's like there was somebody last season that like made me mad like this, and like everybody loved him, and I was like,
But that's what I'm saying. People are acting like she did, like if she said something, it was out of nowhere. But like I said, it was Leah that said it. Catherine has been clear that she thinks that he just did not find a connection, which I don't think is a bad thing to say. Why is that a bad thing to say, that he just did not find a connection, but she found a connection that she felt like she was going to explore? And he's like, but you were my number one. She's like, you don't think you were ever my number one? You were my number one. I just found what I think is a better connection. And I don't think she came back thinking I would never talk to Scott again. Me and him were done. I think everything that happened after that was like, for her, she was like, it was confirmation of whatever anybody in her little ear was telling her was, and she was just like done at that point. And I still am trying to figure out how any of that is wrong. I'm still trying to figure it out because Leah is the one who keeps saying it over. And we all know the only reason why Leah is saying it is because she was pissed that he chose Catherine over her. Period.
100%. So after that whole comment, Scott did have a nice little dig back at Leah. He's like, "Oh, you're the spokesperson and you haven't spoken for 4 weeks." I was like, "Oh my god."
Ended her. Ended her. Finish her.
It's like, wow.
I'm sorry. That's probably one of the best lines I've heard in such a long time.
Nicole is here. Production hates Kat and needed to push that Scott was a victim edit.
Yeah, they did. I'm telling you guys, I think people think this is like Catherine was gonna win and she messed up and screwed, like she was with a white guy, she was gonna win. She was never gonna win, guys. I'm trying to tell you, everything that production has done shows that they did not want Catherine to win. I don't think they want a black woman to win at all because a person of color won last season. I think they want another white person to win, and so I think they do like if Ella wins, it's fine. She's biracial. I think you guys are not understanding yet. Whoever wins is the face of this season and the face of Love Island until winter. They do not want a black woman to win.
I don't think so. Not the summer edition, anyways.
No.
So Dan was like, damn, Leah finally caused drama, but then got dragged. Leah, I think it's better if you stay quiet. No, I don't mind her like clapping back at Scott. Like, if that's how she's gonna have a little bit of a personality, like I'd rather see her, because she like what she was saying was kind of right, and like he deserved to kind of hear it. So yeah, I didn't actually hate it, but like,
It was crazy. I'm sorry. It was.
Jordy's is like it's coming under the radar, but he'll be hitting low. Yeah, he's pretty nasty. That's what I'm saying. He's nasty.
Yeah. Listen, the man, the belt is here, and he knows. He's like, okay, so.
Oh God.
And then he hides his hands. And listen, good TV. This was good TV. Even when he kind of
is this so why he's voted most entertaining next to Whitney?
Yeah,
because
obviously.
Of this line?
That, and I guess coming back at Catherine, they all loved it because she brought somebody back. I guess so. I guess that's what they liked, which is fine. But it also messed up their relationship.
Oh, so Mal says that's why people don't like him because he bites back, and so maybe. So remember, you even been saying this the whole time that Catherine really didn't like his reaction to and clapping back to everybody about how he feels about Catherine, and so maybe this is indicative of how he treats many other situations and circumstances that she does not like.
Yeah, I mean, listen, sarcasm is my wheelhouse. So I get it. I know I'm not for everybody and everybody ain't for me because I will throw you a sarcastic line in a heartbeat.
Oh boy, Icona is coming here with some some reads. Scott knows how to do nasty. No wonder he liked Paige.
Nice nasty.
Also went on to defend Scott's name. Nice nasty.
Nice nasty.
Is that going to be our hashtag, Mr. Nice Nasty?
That's nasty. Yeah.
I'm going to put it in here right now. Episode 35. Mr. Nice Nasty.
Only way we could go. Oh, that man clapped her.
Mr. Nice Nasty. Oops, episode 35. All right. So couples that sleep on a specific side of the bed. 77%. I thought that should be high because even I don't have a partner right now, and I definitely have a side that I sleep on. So I would imagine when I do have a partner, it would either be the same or we would choose another side. You know?
Yeah.
Okay, so the women win this one, and they choose Ty Hard. Master Ty going around. We knew that this is what they were going to show of him, like being the instigator, being the puppet master. Twitter was going off about how like the other boys were just his little minions, and like there were so memes about like Ty and the boys and how he's just like they just do whatever he says. The power. And so did he say F Jess? Is not nice? Or did Jess said, like, repeat back what he said? It's not nice. What happened?
Yes.
Oh, okay, sorry. Remind me what happened.
So, in the clip, it's the one where he was telling Sammy to go kiss the two girls, and Sammy's like, but Jess and he's like, fuck Jess. He's like, go kiss them.
Oh, right. Yeah, right.
And then
right.
Jess was like, fuck Jess.
Nice. That's not nice.
That's not nice. She's like, and I've been defending him. That's not nice.
It isn't nice, though. At all. Okay, so Naya's saying that to me it was bad because they used it like a dig, like he was undesirable, but if it was reversed, the girls would be in tears if a guy said the same thing. I think the difference for me is with Scott is the fact that he is trying to be like, I'm such an amazing man, and I was going to give everything to Catherine, and I came back alone. And they wanted to like make it known that he didn't have the opportunity to come back with somebody because none of the girls were interested. So yeah, maybe it came off a little harsh, but like he was trying to stick his flag in to say that he's some like savior, when actuality he didn't have the opportunity to come in with somebody else because nobody was interested in getting to know him a little bit better. So,
and nobody said it when they were doing it to Catherine. When they did it to Catherine for how many weeks in this villa and made it seem like nobody wanted to be with her or stay with her, nobody cared. They were agreeing with them.
The Muppet Master was giving out them orders like a drill sergeant, and they were eager to please. Yeah, it was weird. Okay, exactly. Nicole is siding with you here, but they basically did the exact same thing to Catalune, that she was unattractive. 100%. Made her cry. So, did Jess start to cry here? I stopped writing my sentence.
Oh, yeah, she was crying. She cried a few times this episode, and I've heard nobody say nothing about it. That, to be fair, Jess needs to leave that man. I don't know what else to say. She needs to leave that man. She needs to leave that man. She needs to leave that man.
Well, at least her being in the bottom is going to be a rude awakening, right?
Yes.
So, it's not like we're like, oh, we need them to get back together, you know? Like, no, nothing. Right. So the average minutes that Brits have sex, you hear Ty being like, oh, less than a minute.
Like I said, pump and dump.
Pump and dump, fucking Chuck. Hit it, split it. I don't know. But apparently it's 21 minutes. So the girls do win this one, and they choose Double Sam as the movie that they want to see. And basically, like, Jess is seeing not all, but some of the, I got to know you in 3 days more than I got to know Jess in 3 weeks. And he's saying, oh, it's just chat. Oh, it's just chat. And she's just crying. Yeah. That's not chat. If that's just chat, then you're even more of an asshole. Right? If you're so you're just saying like, oh, I have such a better connection, so you can sleep with them, or is it so that you can just get further into the season and have a new coupling? Like, so is it not true? You're just saying, so it's chat. So your chat is lying to them to make them have a false idea of how far along your relationship is. That's really slimy.
Mal said he used to say it to her all the time. He used to say to her all the time that he has a better connection with her. He don't like Jess. Blah, 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 blah. All the time. She said there was a few times Jess was sitting right there and he said it. And I believe her. I absolutely believe her.
I'm sure he said it all the time. Like, if it's his chat, like, that's how he is getting Mal to want to be with him, being like, oh my God, we do have a connection because you've known Jess for so long. And, like, you know, you were split up. And, like, you know, we think that we have something more than that.
I'm sorry, but like, I know it's a game and I know the money is like life changing, but I'm sorry. I think of as if I was in Jess's position going through this, I would leave, guys. I think I would leave.
Okay, Prochet is saying, I don't get Jess because according to Mal, Jess heard Sammy
No,
say
that's
he
what
wasn't
I'm
attracted to
saying.
her, and she's
He
still
said it.
there. Eye roll.
She was there when he said it. That's what I'm saying. I think I would leave.
Yeah.
I think I would
I
leave.
mean, she wants to stay on the show.
I
But maybe she's
know,
gonna get
but
dumped.
I don't think
What
it's
are,
that
what are,
good.
what are the Twitter people saying about Jess and Sammy?
I mean, they're really not talking about it except for that Sammy and Just need to not be together, but then they're also not giving him any hate or her any hate. So I don't think it's them. I think it would be between Katie and Uzi and Leah and Montel, to be fair, because nobody likes
I mean,
Montel.
it'll probably be Leah Montel more so,
Yeah,
just because Montel's darker skin than Uzi.
yeah,
And if they want, like, they don't necessarily want Katie to go out looking like
like,
undesirable. Like, she's the
yeah,
bombshell coming in from a previous season. She has like 2 million follow 1.5 million
yeah,
followers. Like, her brand doesn't want her to look like she's undesirable and get dumped from the island in such like a just like
yeah,
fashion. So I don't see them doing that to Katie unless
yeah,
she wants it.
yeah.
But I feel like she's gonna
I
want it
absolutely
different way.
think it might not come down to they're going to say it's the popular vote, it's what people voted, but I can absolutely see this being production being like, oh shoot, it was Katie and Uzi, but we're gonna send out Leah and Montel, or
Yeah,
vice
I mean,
versa.
Leah and Montel, he's not a fan favorite.
Yeah,
People do like Leah a lot, but I think that Montel's skin color and him being kind of, not the
yeah,
greatest.
yeah. I absolutely can see it. I absolutely can see that being the case.
So after movie night, we didn't get to see a movie about Molly and what was the name of Molly and Zach's movie? Did
Oh, I
they even have
forgot.
one?
They did, and I didn't understand why because they did nothing. Um, I sent
What's
it to
their
you, right?
movie? Let's see. I do have it somewhere.
Hold on, let me see if I saved it to my phone.
I know it. Oh, here it is. Okay. So Saturday Night Fever, Cinderella. We saw both those. Wild Wild Jess. So we didn't see that. The
Mhm.
Iron Katie. We didn't see that. Dangerous Liaisons. We did. Along Came Molly. We didn't see
Yeah,
that.
thank God.
Friends Wit Benefits. Abby Tar and Amber's Web.
Yeah.
So why didn't we see more of these? I guess they're saving it for Saturday. Unseen Bits.
Maybe. I wonder.
Um,
I mean, most of those are nothing burgers. What did Molly do? Nothing. What did Amber do? Nothing.
Sure.
I mean, whatever Amber did, it was with Sammy. What did Abby do? Nothing. She was with Mitch the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I mean, Katie would have been a good one to show because Katie was the one like instigating all the girls. Remember, what happens in Casa stays in
Days in
Casa.
Casa. Well, when he says movie night was movie nighting, or maybe that should be the hashtag. But was it movie nighting or movie nighting ish?
It was okay. I've seen better, and no.
Okay, movie night was movie nighting ish.
Ish, yeah, definitely a ish.
Ish. Movie night was movie nighting ish. That could also be a hashtag for this episode. Leah obviously is annoyed. Jess is obviously upset. The boys are saying that Ty is saying that he wants to be more mature. So Ty is definitely taking the high road after all this whole thing. I think that it's the right road for him to take because if you go lower, people are going to come for you. I'm also really kind of annoyed though with Montel just being like, "Oh, the girls are just making noise." Like, I didn't really like when he pipes up, like what he has to say.
That's why I'm hoping it's Montel and Leah going, because he was just, I mean, just.
Well, the reason why I want Jess and Salmon to go, like Dan does, is I just need her to know that them dying to get back together got them dumped. You know what I mean?
Fair.
I need her to know.
I mean, listen, I keep saying, if Leah and Montel stay in there over any of those other couples, it will be what all the entire audience, because they are boring. So the entire audience does how, like, what's gonna happen with any of these couples? Like, there's no storylines.
Okay, oh my god. Maybe this is the hashtag. The girls are just starting to be like, bah, bah. Whitney's like, it's giving sheep.
It's
like,
giving sheep.
Bah. It's giving sheep.
Yes, Whitney.
She's so funny. It is giving sheep. And you know, with all the boys just like doing whatever Ty says, it really was giving sheep. So Scott and Leah do have a conversation. She felt that it was really rude, and she was saying it wasn't her comment. It wasn't exactly her comment, but she should have maybe taken a little bit of apologies and been like, I did kind of rephrase it or reiterate it, or I said it to Amber, and that definitely wasn't nice. And I can understand why you might feel upset about that, but how you came back at me, I thought that was completely inappropriate. That's how I wish she had responded. Yeah, instead of it just making it seem like she was all in the wrong.
No, she was pissed. She's like, I'm never talking to him again.
Well, that's the thing too. Like, for her to everybody to switch off, like, I'm never speaking to him. Like, there's another point, I don't know if it was this episode or another episode, where somebody was saying like, no, they don't like him, or they don't want to talk to him, or they don't get along with him.
I think it was Leah.
But it wasn't here though. It was next.
No, episode? It was the beginning of the next episode, because people got mad because Catherine was listening to her. I was like, what do you want from her? Like, she's like, she's just like, yeah, I can understand. I'm not sure why he went after you, and I don't know what they wanted from her. But yeah, it was the next episode, because Leah was still pissed, and they like literally were just upset that Catherine was basically listening to her hate on Scott. And I'm like,
Brashay wants to know why Leah is yelling at Scott when her man is being bossed around by another grown man.
Listen, she was not. Listen, she sat down with Montel and she's like, well, this is what I was thinking, and you said this, and you did that, and he said nothing in defense with her for 2 days, and she had more vim for Scott than anybody I've ever seen her have vim for, and it, like, I don't know. So can you imagine what she was? Can you imagine what she's been saying about Scott behind his back? Because I'm trying to tell people, I think she's part of the reason. She was very much encouraging whatever was happening in Gaza.
Mm-hmm. Well, Leah has no time for him. Definitely doesn't like him at all. She goes and sits with Montel, and she really didn't like to be compared to anybody else, and that it really, really hurt. And he tries to make her feel better about it. Cut to Sammy and Jess having a conversation, and she's like, am I the second option? And she's like, well, then just go and do your chat. Go and talk to Amber. Like, he's so annoying. He still wants to get to know other people. It's like, enough is enough, Sammy. Like, what else? What do you need to get to know?
Was it him today asking, well, how long do you think we have to still get to know somebody? Was it him?
I think that was probably. He would be somebody to say something like that. And that was the end of the episode. Episode 36. So we see Sammy walking off from the conversation with Jess because she's just annoyed, obviously, for the fact that, like, well, if you don't want to be with me, you've had enough time to get to know me. So if if what you know about me isn't enough for you to want to just get to know me, that you're
Mhm.
still looking to see if there's something greener on the other side, greener grass, greener pastures, like other side of the rainbow, like whatever it is, then we're not going to work out because
Yeah.
you should know that you would want to be with me by now because I know I want to be with you. But anyways, he walks off. Girl's got too few in her head. What? Oh, okay. Yeah, and then saying that the girls are getting into her head. It's like, no, babe, like you're a jerk, and she's actually just realizing that you don't actually like her.
I kept saying, I said, no, Sammy, it's your actions. How you are, how you talk to her, how you disrespect her, how you keep choosing other girls. And even Sam on the Morning After podcast said exactly what I said. Sammy is just shocked that he actually likes Jess in some way. He doesn't want Jess. He wants an Amber. He wants a Gabby. He wants a Mal. He just is shocked that he actually had a connection with Jess, but he doesn't want her. He doesn't really like her. Not like that.
Yeah, at all.
At all.
So Sammy goes and joins the group. So does Kat, and now all of a sudden he wants to tell her that he wants to be closed off. I was like,
yeah, I was gonna close everything off. What she just in her head. She has to get out of her head. I'm like
that scream produces like, you guys got to get back together, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Like you got to get together because they're about to break you guys apart.
Oh, and on the Morning After podcast, Danielle said they made him choose Amber because he was a single islander.
So Zach Montel, Ty, and Scott are talking, and they're talking about Mitch and how Mitch is a bit of a scary guy, and that they would never do that. And these are all these guys are the best guys in the world, and they would never do that to their guy friend, and using each other's name to big themselves up to try to pull a bird, blah blah blah. And it's just so rich though, coming from all these kind of jerks.
I didn't care for anything any of them had to say about this subject. I was like, listen, say whatever you want about Mitch. I don't care. I don't really even care.
Kind of like Ty was getting into Sammy's nervous system, controlling his mouth, I guess, since the girls are getting into Jess's head.
Give me shoot. Bye.
Bah. So Ty and Ella have another conversation, and she doesn't want to be in drama anymore, just going to squash it. They pretty much squashed it, so they're fine now. Everybody getting ready for bed, and I believe the only people that were kissing this evening was Whitney and Logan.
Yep.
So in the morning, we see the solo Islanders join the main room as usual. All the boys are talking. Ty's ready to forgive. And Uzi now wants to tell Katie that she was not just an option, that he was always interested in her, but he was focused on Ella because they had like an outside connection already. I was like, okay. I mean, we always said that he should have just gone for Katie in the beginning and then had the drama, and then the movie night drama would have been, you know what I mean? Like, it could have played out a little differently. Because it wouldn't have had, well, maybe they wanted to have the drama that's happening between Katie and Ella now. So maybe it wouldn't have happened if she didn't come in with them.
She tried too. You saw during that challenge, she tried to come after Ty and Ella. And I'm like, really, Katie? Like, all of it was so contrived. I was like,
well, we're getting to it. We're coming. Got an episodes to go. Girls chat. Leah again talking about Montel and how she feels embarrassed. Blah 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 blah. Jess is still annoyed. Of course. Zach and Mitch talk, and Mitch. I don't really enjoy how Mitch, like, he sounds like a car salesman when he's trying to sell why he does his shitty snaky moves. Like, it just I'm just like, I don't believe
he's selling you snake. He's selling you snake oil.
Yeah. I'm just like, you're like, okay, but you're charming enough. Like, I don't hate you. Like, you're such an idiot. Okay, fine, I forgive you. But like, what he's saying is, so it's like kind of, and like, it's just like this frantic energy, and it doesn't seem to make any linear sense. And it's just like, kind of feel like people just want him to shut up and not explain himself anymore. So Mitch was trying to defend himself. But Zach started off with like, how you feeling, snake boy? Oh God. Yikes. But he defended himself.
Listen, Zach is the funniest when he's going after me.
Yes. Uzi and Katie have a chat, and they both want to get to know each other on that level. And so she said yes on that level. That's all I got there.
Yeah.
Chantele and Leah says she doesn't know how she feels right now because she's embarrassed. Blah, blah, blah. Same thing, same old, same old. Jess and Sammy. Sammy's like, I'm done going in circles. Is that at the end of that? What did they not happen? What happens after that? I'm done going in circles.
Oh! I think this is when the girls were encouraging her to tell him to stop it, and like she's got to be bad Jess or mean Jess.
Well, yeah. So Ella and Jess do a debrief about the whole situation.
Yeah.
And Ella was like, now or Jess, one of the two, said now he can grovel.
Yeah.
Like, so I mean, he can grovel, like, because he says that he's going to say that he's closed off, but he doesn't do that, and he doesn't really understand why Jess is upset. Yeah, that's what it is. He doesn't understand why she's upset for him saying the 3 weeks. He's like, it's just chat. Well, you know what? It's like you're lying to both of us. Who are you telling the truth to? Because you're telling me that we have a special connection, but you're telling her that our connection is shit, and that their connection they had in 3 days is better than ours. So know how shitty that feels. And fuck Jess. Like, go and crack on with somebody else. Like, all that feels like shit. And Sammy just thinks that that's going around in circles because he's not acknowledging what she's actually feeling and what he's done and why it's making her feel that way.
Yeah.
He's an idiot and he's an F-boy.
Yeah. But she did say that she hadn't really expressed exactly how she was feeling. And so, okay, I get that, but still.
So everybody's getting ready for the night. Somebody said they want to have kids in 5 years. I think it was Whitney, maybe, right?
Was it Whitney?
They're just getting ready for the night. Whitney or Catherine said it. I didn't rewind.
I don't know. I didn't hear that part then, because the only people I heard talking about kids was Katie and Uzi.
Yeah, I remember that, but it was just a quick little blurb.
Okay.
And then this must have been your least favorite part of episode 36. Montel Romeo is in effect.
Oh my God! Where he stands up and tries to be Tanya? You're not Tanya!
So the boys are gassing up, and Tammy goes and pulls Leah away, and everyone goes to below the terrace, and Montel is up there, and Leah walks towards him, and Montel just wants to embarrass himself because he's embarrassed her so much, and she's overwhelmed, and so he basically just kind of says that he apologized, he's sorry. Okay, Brachet was saying it was Whitney that said the 5 kids things, or 5 years kids thing.
Okay.
Wait, you skipped it. You didn't know what happened with Romeo Montel. Nicole says Leah gave in too quick because it wasn't even that great. It wasn't, but I think she was just embarrassed.
It wasn't like, so if you did not see last season, listen, Tanya did her thing with this speech. So at this point, her and Shaq were still kind of going back and forth, and he was mad at her, but she was like, just moping around in a hoodie, and just like you could tell she was down in the dumps. And then he slowly started talking to her again and taking her back, and it was like, okay, maybe they could get somewhere. Maybe they could be back together. And she sat there and gave the most impactful yet cringiest speech ever. Because she basically said Martin was a nobody. She's sorry she brought him back. And that she loves Shaq. She's sorry she did whatever she did to him. She just wanted to be with him. And he's the love of her life. It was amazing. It was an amazing.
So you don't think that Montel's
this was not that. That was must-see TV. This was not that. Sorry. I know what he was going for, but this was not that. And that is why they can't get that.
All they need to do is a speech and you can be back together again. Simple as that.
Yeah. It wasn't even Liam quality speech. Liam? Am I saying Liam quality speech? It wasn't even Liam quality speech.
Somebody said that Montel had to get his speech approved by Tide.
And we all know that Ty was sabotaging the shit out of him on that.
Well, she's overwhelmed, but she really liked it. She kiss, 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 kiss. We see Uzi and Katie having a conversation. I didn't write anything down about it. Zach and Sammy and Mitch, they all have a conversation. Mitch apologizes to both Sammy and Zach about the fact that, you know, he just shouldn't be like putting down his friends to big up himself when he's trying to get with a girl. And they appreciate him actually owning it. Okay, because the guys are so amazing. Lita, Katie, and Jess chat. And Katie actually fancies somebody. And Leah was saying that somebody was saying that Montel has set an example now. And so Jess.
Oh my God. Who said that? Who said that? Because I
tweeted
Katie. I was like, oh yes, it was Katie. And I was like, set the example? You should be dumped just for saying that. You should be dumped just for saying that.
Well, I mean, like, it's a low bar, but like, if that's like the minimum that these guys need to do just to get in their better books, like, you know, it's a start.
No.
It's a start. It
was a terrible speech.
So Montel set the example, even though you don't agree. Jess says stay strong. No, Jess is staying strong, and Uzi's craving bedtime kisses, or maybe Katie's craving Uzi bedtime kisses. I'm not sure what I wrote. So Scott wishes he brought back Gabby. What do you think about that?
I wish he had brought back Gabby, to be fair.
Great.
But Gabby said on the Morning After podcast that
she's invested in Sammy.
Yeah, she did. And she said, and so it kind of, but I don't know if it would have been different if Scott had grafted for her, but I don't think he ever was going to put in that much work. And so she.
Well, maybe he thought that he did enough to get Catherine. Like, yeah, she's gonna come back no matter what.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't think it ever would have been possible, because she said she wanted nothing to do with Sammy, but she's like, when she talked to Sammy and just the conversation she had with Sammy and just like the way he was grafting for her, like Scott would have had to put in work, and I've not seen him actually put in too much work to get.
Dan, that makes me so mad. Gabby said that she wanted Zach, but Molly was there.
I absolutely can see that.
That's so annoying. What a waste of a CASA AMOR.
That would have been such a hot couple too. Oh,
hot couple, but like, if you need to have Molly come back in, have Molly be with the girls, right?
Yeah.
Maybe she would have had a connection with.
Yeah, somebody said they wanted Molly. Somebody said they wanted Molly. I forget which costume.
The young kid or Zach.
I think it might have been Zach.
I mean, that would have been hilarious if she came back in with another Zach.
Yeah.
Naya says the apology set was so inauthentic and cringeworthy. They should be eliminated next if it was up to me. Boring and scripted.
Yes, Nia. Yes. Just for that.
Mary says I think Gabby would have gone after Scott like Elon went after Catherine. Scott was not going to do that.
But I didn't see her do that. That's what I'm saying. Like even the conversation that they had was boring. Like she asked him what his favorite color was, and he said black, and she was like, "Oh."
So Nicole wishes that Sammy chose Gabby, and then Scott would have been able to move on quicker. But it was the producers, though, that wanted Amber in the villa.
I'm trying to tell you guys, it was on purpose. Gabby was not chosen. It was on purpose. Tink was not chosen. They wanted Amber in the villa, and she's just sat there and taking up a spot because her daddy is who her daddy is, and that's it.
She said like
they did
words.
not want another woman of color in there.
That's definitely true. They're trying to get rid of them.
Somebody's like, "Oh, she's only 19." Yeah, they're like, "Oh, she's only 19." I'm like, Sky is 22. That's fine. Like, if they were in high school, they'd be in the same high school. Like, it's not about that. It's like she's there, just sitting there.
Literally. So Scott is having these talks with Abby, and they're talking about how the next girl that comes in, he needs to put on his grafting boots. They're kind of flirting a little bit. Everybody starts getting ready for the night, bedtime, and the usual kissers kissing. So I guess it was probably maybe a Ty and Ella, maybe Whitney and Loken, and Abby and Mitchell were probably smoochy.
Yeah, they had not shown Catherine and
Monty
Ella.
and Leah, I think, were kissing.
Yeah, they hadn't really shown Catherine and Ellen like kissing or anything in bed until the night of the vote.
So Montel is so happy in the morning, and so is Leah. They're both just so happy. Mitch doesn't want Scott to join. Oh yeah, join the bed. So that was the morning where it's like, we don't want Scott to join. Brutal.
I wonder what. So kind of like, I wonder what happened, because I didn't even realize that Scott was joining the bed. Had he joined the bed before? I think
every morning, like you see, like Ty was getting into bed with somebody, you know what I mean? Like everybody from the other villa Katie gets in bed with Leah and Montel.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, why would Mitch think that Scott was going to come into his particular bed?
He had the morning before, and he did that morning as well.
Oh, okay. So that's what I'm saying.
And maybe this is it too. He's always getting in the middle. Like climbing all the way in. Mary says, I think production wanted the Cat and Scott scoreline to drag and Cat to look so bad so Gabby couldn't come back.
Yes. I'm telling you guys, they sacrificed Catherine for
Scott.
Everybody else.
Well,
yeah. I mean, I'm still seeing people on Twitter talking about, what are y'all talking about? That Catherine was not on track to win. Catherine was never on track to win, guys. She was never on track to win. She was never on track to win. Even if she had the black vote to win, they made it so that the general audience didn't see her and Scott's relationship. They were never going to believe it. They were never going to believe it. Sorry. I have a friend who watches our podcast, and she was saying she thinks, and I do think it's a good theory, that after everything that happened, they are teaching the white men a lesson not to pick the black women. Between what happened with Zach and what happened to Scott, they are punishing them. What they did with Molly, what they did with Scott, they're punishing them for daring to choose and have a better chemistry with a black woman.
So now Zach has to be stuck with Molly because production doesn't like him with a black woman. Even Sammy, I don't think Sammy likes necessarily black women, but like he wasn't allowed to choose Gabby.
I think it was an interesting theory. Shout out to Catherine. That's her. Katrina. That's the person who sent it to me.
I mean, I'm not like, no, I can see this. Yeah, see, look, Shanice, I see it.
For future seasons, like, don't even fucking try it.
Yeah, it's a threat.
Yeah.
You want to see someone get dragged?
Yeah. Because I said production hates Scott, and I can't understand why. Because to me, there was no reason to show that clip. Because then afterwards, Catherine said, "I feel justified."
It's not good. I mean, I see it. And the fact that I can see it means that there's a possibility. And if there's a possibility, that means it's pretty much true.
Yeah.
Ew.
When she said it was light bulb in my head, I was like, damn.
Well, they tend to do that often.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not
different ways.
Just to this series. We know that it happens in other series.
Yeah, how dare you try to be like, we want you to win, Scott. We want you to win, Zach, but we don't want you to win with a black person.
Yeah.
So
they're sending a nice blonde in for him, because they tried to test the waters with this Abby and him. I don't see the chemistry between him and Abby. And I saw a lot of people upset. No, he can't steal Abby. That's not fair to Mitch. Mitch finally found his person. And I mean, to be fair, I do feel like Mitch has a lot more chemistry with Abby. I'm not saying they have a great chemistry, but I feel like Mitch does have something, just a little bit with Abby, and so people are pissed. So they're not trying to have that happen either. And I said it. I said, well, we'll get to the recoupling, and then I'll tell you what I said.
So Uzi and Katie have a conversation talking about like how they get along, they like each other. Their chats are actually okay.
Yeah, I like their chemistry. I just can't turn off the fact in my head that she has a boyfriend.
Yeah, she has a boyfriend. Ty and Ella have a chat, and he says a new journey, and she can't wait till they can all just hang out in bed all day in the real world. And so it seems as though they have plans for outside of the villa. Sammy and Jess are talking, and he misses flirting with her, and that angry Jess scares him. Did they kiss yet? Are they back together yet? I don't remember.
I don't know. I was starting to block them out. I was like, I listen, I've seen this story before. Literally, this is Jake and Liberty 2.0, and I
wrote this down, Nicole, that she does kiss Uzi like she has a boyfriend. It's like she doesn't go in. It's just very, it's like.
But that's what she's been doing. That's what she was doing with Zach. That's what she's doing. Yeah. No, I think the girl has a boyfriend. I literally don't doubt it at all. I literally think she's here just for followers, money, and vibes.
And hopefully to do like a ratings boost.
I think they will make sure to cut her like they did Adam before the final so that she can't win. And I know.
Why does his face scare you, Dan?
Yeah. Because even Adam, they knew, like, Adam said that he had a bunch of girlfriends outside the villa.
Adam?
Am I saying Adam Collard? Adam, am I saying it right?
Yeah.
And I think they just sent him in to save Paige because that wasn't working. And that guy had to get kicked out. And so, yeah. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
No.
So Molly and Zach, I just wrote down boring.
Oh my God. Every time they trickle them in more, it's like, oh my God, they have like nothing. And I will be fair to them saying that the CASA girls said that they really see their chemistry and that they can see them winning. And I get it. But whatever, they are not good TV. I'm sorry. They're not good TV. They might be real. They're not good TV. And I really, based on what we know about Zach, I don't see him and her staying together. Based on what we know on Zach and Molly, I don't see them staying together.
Like, as much as people, like, when I was looking at the Facebook groups and they're just like, oh my God, I hate, like, all this, like ghetto talk that all the guys are speaking. And I'm like, I do think that Zach may have grown up in a maybe more multicultural, maybe heavier Black neighborhood. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't come across to me as somebody that hung out with a Molly in real life. You know what I mean?
Yep.
To me, it looked like he hung out with more of an Ella and a Catherine and a Whitney in his real life. Hence why he probably went for Catherine immediately, because maybe he found her to be the most attractive at that point. Ella and Ty looked like they were a little more solid, and Whitney, he wasn't sure, so he chose. Yeah. Was Whitney? Yeah, Whitney was there.
Whitney wasn't there.
No. Oh, okay. So there you go.
We're talking about Zach, right?
Yeah.
Not Scott. Yeah. Whitney wasn't there yet. Remember, he came in the next day. Mm-hmm. Next day after the first episode. Mm-hmm.
And so I really think that this theory is probably correct.
Yeah. I mean, because the next person he's had chemistry with is Whitney. And people want to see him and Whitney together. I saw a lot of that on Facebook. A lot of people want him with Whitney, actually.
You'd probably like Whitney if he was allowed to be with her, right? Like, because they would have banter.
Yeah, but he's not allowed, so.
If he wants to win the show. So Sharni says they just saw them isolating themselves. That's not chemistry. I hear that. Okay, I'm sorry, but Zach's accent annoys me. Zach sounds like a 12-year-old's accent in the UK. He's not that, well, I guess he's like 27, but so he's a little bit older, but like, it's still not Molly May. Do I need to get out that TikTok? Exactly. Scott and Abby are talking, and he wants to know if she's closed off. And Abby then goes and tells Mitch, asks Mitch where his head's at, and Mitch is obviously like, I'm really into you, like where we're going, and like how things are happening. And so then Mitch tells the group that he's confident what he has with Abby, and Abby goes and talks to Scott and tells him what Mitch has said. And so she is still kind of entertaining Scott to a certain degree. But at this point, Mitch is still feeling confident in what he and Abby has. And I would as well if I was Mitch. And if I was Scott, I wouldn't be interfering. It's quite annoying, I would say.
I mean,
they've been on a date. They sleep in bed together. They make out all the time.
True.
It's a little bit far in for him to decide to intercept.
I get it, but he has no choice. That being said, Abby's entertaining it, and I think she's only entertaining it to have a storyline. But even if she was entertaining it to not have a storyline, and just because she likes flirting with him or actually likes him, she's the problem here. She needs to cut it off. And I think it was Sam on the Morning After podcast said that they see chemistry between her and Scott. I don't see it, but I don't see it. And but they were like,
she wants to bang him because she's the bad boy that should be too scared to get involved with in the real world. Like, so here it's safer. But I don't think she'd feel comfortable or safe in the real world.
And that Scott, the only reason why she hasn't moved to Scott is because he doesn't have as much clout as Mitch in the villa. And I'm like, okay, I can see that part. Because most of the villa don't like him.
That's true. I wouldn't want to go with the person that people don't like, So yeah. I hear that. Okay, what's our hashtag for episode 36?
Oh, Lord. Montel, you are not Tanya, because I'm still saying.
Is that still that episode? No, it's the next episode. Are we over? Is it the next episode? Oh, it is. Maybe it is. Oh, did we put one in and I forgot? And I just went by it.
Maybe, I don't know. So many episodes. I can't remember.
Okay, Montel, you're not Tanya. I'm fine with that for now. Are not.
I'm sorry.
Mary says they would see chemistry with Scott and a rock and vote them as a couple.
I'm trying to tell you. It was hilarious.
Oh my gosh, it's so annoying, Mary. It's so annoying. All right, episode 37. Everybody's getting ready for the night. They're asking Abby, what is she going to do? She's basically saying that she's going to be open to, talking to both of them. But episode 37 was not giving. Is that the hashtag already?
Oh.
I don't have that many notes. Do I?
No, because it's mostly like the recoupling and them saying, okay, yeah. I really like you, and I really like you, and I really like you, to try to make sure they don't get dumped. And that was, pretty much the episode, but let's go.
So Whitney, I believe, makes the toast, says here to love, life, and laughter. Scott tells Mitch about his chat with Abby. Mitch doesn't see Scott as competition. Katie and Uzi have a conversation. And if I could build a man, it would be you. It would be you. You're just like my perfect man. Like, you're so good looking. Your eyes, my eyes, like our eyes. I was like, okay.
You know what I realized too? At this point with Katie and Uzi, I believed them. After Casa Amor, I stopped believing them. I really do. And it's not really on Uzi, it's mostly on her.
I can see. Well, it's because she has a boyfriend.
And there you go.
And I feel like he probably can feel that.
Yeah.
Because he does say at one point, on that level in the last episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's probably like, I'm not feeling the vibe. Like, you want to get to know me on that level.
Yeah. And she did the same exact thing to Scott. She did this. I mean, Scott, Zach.
Zach.
She did.
Mhm.
She did the same exact thing to Zach. She got in there and then backed off. Yep.
Katie has a boyfriend where? I'll see if I can find you an article.
Yeah, there's a couple articles about her having a man.
It's
So
apparently like the week before she went into Love Island, she had a live-in boyfriend that has like 2 or 3 kids that doesn't have a job or something like that. Mitch and Abby are kissing on the daybed. She is worried that his head will turn if another girl come in. To be honest, though, like I know that Mitch has been jumping onto each new girl that comes in, but I do feel that he is willing to put in the effort with Abby. Like I don't feel like his head's going to be turned. I think the reason why he was jumping before is because he's with Jess, who was not into him, and Molly. He wanted to be with Molly, but Molly was not into him.
Yeah.
And so, like, I think all the people that he was trying to graft, they weren't into him, and so he was just trying and trying. But I think that he actually likes Abby enough to invest. I don't think he's going to jump ship.
If one thing about Mitch, he is loyal. I agree, and I think Abby has the right pedigree for him to continue to make the effort. I do think they have a minuscule amount of chemistry. I
like them together.
Yeah, I don't think he would be making out with her as hard if he did not like her, because we never seen him like even attempt that with Jess.
So Sammy talks to Scott and says that he should just give it a shot. So why does Scott just like is trying to get back at Mitch for what he was doing before, like on the movie night? Because why is he telling Scott to go for Abby? That's kind of shitty.
Oh, Sammy. You said Scott a couple times. No,
Sammy goes to Scott.
Yes.
And Sammy's telling Scott to go for Abby.
Okay. Yes. I don't know why, but it was giving some sort of salt. Like either because of what he was doing before with Jess. I noticed that all the boys were encouraging Scott to go after Abby. And to be fair, I get it. It's kind of snitches karma.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, I see it, but yeah, like I don't know. I'm on both sides of that fence because I'm like Mitch kind of deserves it, but also it's kind of annoying because I don't see any chemistry between Scott and so I just like I don't.
Me neither. I mean, it could be because like I'm really off Scott.
Yeah.
Like, so I could maybe just am not into him, especially like I'm just the type of person that if everybody's obsessed with somebody, I'm usually not going to be obsessed with them because like I really don't like that group think. Like that bothers me. So that could also be why I don't enjoy Scott, because I don't want to be with the masses that are obsessed with him.
Yeah.
But at this point, like I'm not a fan.
Yeah, I totally get that part because I'm sometimes the same way.
It's good. Trying to be tight.
Yeah. They're trying to make it seem like they think for themselves and they can stir the pot too. Yeah.
I'm trying to find the article with her and her boyfriend. We'll see if it comes up. It's not the one that I saw originally. I can't find it. So Scott and Abby are on a day bed, and he talks about like not wanting to come away with any regrets, and they talk about how their babies would have unbelievable eyes. These people with these eyes, like they should have a taste of having brown eyes for like a day. Jesus, like you have to have a personality if you have brown eyes, like.
Did you see that? Like, I don't know if you've been on Twitter the last couple of days. So there was like one of the tabloids put out a picture of Prince Harry, and he was holding baby Lilibeth, and she's got bright red hair and blue eyes, and these people are freaking out because how dare the black woman have a blue-eyed baby, and Kate has kids with brown eyes. And so then they started sharing Princess was it Catherine? What's the little girl's name? Whatever her daughter's name is.
Kate Middleton's daughter?
Yeah. Whatever her daughter's name. They kept trying to share her picture and to prop her up. And I'm just like, y'all are gonna have to, like, DNA recessive
Recessive gene, the blue,
dominant
like she's
gene.
part white, like she
She's
has
part white.
potentially has a recessive blue eye gene. Like it's
I think her father has blue eyes.
and it would skip at least a generation.
Yeah, these
Poor
people are woo.
Poor things. Mitch doesn't think that Scott has a chance with Abby, so Jess gets a text. There's going to be a recoupling. The boys are going to pick. All right, we're at the fire pit. Zach says she's making me feel a type of way. Picks Molly. Elam, complimenting this girl comes easy to me. Picks Kat. Ty, feelings are cool and it's good to open up. Ella. Loken, both in hysterics. Always gets to learn more about you. Get to learn more about you, more and more. She's like, too shy, too shy. And I was thinking when she said too shy, too shy, too shy, like, what's his name? Mehdi would have come for her and being like, you're disrespecting me. And he's finding it endearing, in my opinion.
Yeah, he was just sitting there like smiling all big, like and I'm sorry, he could be playing the ultimate game, but it seems so genuine. Like he kept trying to do more because he wanted that from her. He's like, this is who I get in bed. That's who I get in bed. Like that's what it was giving. That's what it was giving.
Uzi says she's a 10 out of 10, ticking a lot of boxes, chooses Katie. Sammy, we have a weird, nice little spark. Appreciate you putting up with me, chooses Jess. Mitch, personality, looks, smile, and body. Abby. Montel, feelings have gotten stronger and stronger, chooses... Oh, sorry, and when Sammy just says putting up with me and it's time to close things off. Sorry,
yes.
I say that at the end. Montel, feelings have gotten stronger and stronger, chooses Leah. Scott and chooses Amber and continue to grow as a friend. Okay, that's what he said. We continue to grow as a friend, and he didn't even put his arm around her when they sat at the banquette. Like they just sat beside each other on the damn couch.
Right. So now at this point, I got the press release for the recoupling, and there was a few theories being thrown out there, and I said with this whole Scott and Mitch thing, I said, are the producers, this is how I will know if the producers are really in the Scott camp, because will the producers sacrifice Mitch in order to give Scott Abby? And when Mitch got to choose first of all,
that the producers,
first of all, they made sure that Ellen went second, so that there wasn't even a choice for him to even choose Catherine. But I said, would they sacrifice their Mitch for Scott? And they did not. And he ended up in a friendship couple. And I don't think they thought that people would vote for that friendship couple, because nobody's been talking about Amber, but these people are crazy, and they sure as hell did.
So Sammy and Jess, after the recoupling, talk, and she says that was nice. And he says he wants to be exclusive, and they kiss. Logan and Whitney, they see a future with each other outside of the villa. Abby and Mitch, I just put kiss, kiss, kiss. Zach and Molly, they have a little cuddle and a kiss. Montel and Leah, she just can't touch him enough. I just can't touch you enough.
Oh my God, that was so cringy. It was so weird and out of like I don't know what that was about. Like, I was just like, why are you saying this? And even he was like, what do you mean? What? And then he was like, okay, I'm gonna go along with it. Like, it was so weird.
I think she's just kind of saying, like, I can't get enough of you.
Yes, but it was the way she said it. It was weird.
Elam and Kat feeling a 10. Tyanella, he doesn't know how she says to her, like, you don't know how special you are to me. She's like, well, tell me. Like, how? What do you mean by that? How special am I? He still says it though.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Katie and Uzi, I just said they kiss, and this is where I just noticed that she definitely kisses like she has a boyfriend. And she's like, cute. And I was like, you don't really say cute after you kiss somebody that you want to sleep with.
You're interested in. Yeah.
So they're all going to bed, but I'm getting ready for bed montage. Katie's been upgraded. And Jess says, I'm exclusive, guys. I'm just like, Jess, just like stop announcing this. It's too embarrassing. In the morning, Ty feels like he is flying and he's back in bed with his shorty. Ty and Sammy get the girls' breakfast on the terrace. And they cheers to granola, and it was made with love. I mean, it's cute that I like when they see the guys put in some effort here. I like it.
I did like that. We have not, for the last few seasons, we have not seen enough of this. We have not seen enough of it, and I need more of it.
Love it. Me too. Molly and Katie have a conversation, and Molly tells Katie that they're officially closed off and she wants him to meet her family. I was like, we never saw this. And Katie was like, oh my God, when? Oh, I didn't know. Like, it's amazing. Congratulations, whatever. But nobody knew that they're officially closed off. Mitch and Zach have a little chat by the water. I didn't really write down what they were talking about, but probably about Mitch being fine with Scott trying to move in on Abby. Katie tells Whit, Katney, and Abby about Molly and Zach being exclusive. I said cutesies. Is that what Whitney said? With Whitney and Kat having Whitney and Kat having their little double date.
Yeah,
I thought it was sweet, and I'm happy that they put this content in, knowing how the episode ends, because like they really do have quite a close friendship, and it was really sweet seeing their little double date.
Yeah, I was saying that I'm glad we got to see the little bit that we got to see of this, so that when she leaves, she got that. And I have her exit, her and Ellen's exit interviews if we want to hear, but God.
Okay, so Loken gets a text. Life's a beach. Whitney and him are going to be hosting. Throwing shade is the first round. I liked all the couples wearing matching bathing suits. So I don't remember what each of them said, but I just remember Kat had a little bit of a swing at Mitch. Do you remember what she said?
She was just something, I don't even remember.
Going around from person to person, probably.
I did kind of agree with it. I don't think it was that bad, but he was mad because he's like, oh, she took the easy route. Why come after me? She should, like, okay, so she should have went after who? This is the part that I was like, if she had
did the same thing.
Yeah, I'm like, so if she had went after Scott, people would have gotten mad at her. But it's like the villain wanted her to go after Scott, and she didn't. Like she left Scott alone. She has not initiated nothing about Scott.
But yes, this is a good question. Why was Whitney and Loken the hosts?
Telling you right now, when I got the press release, no, because when I got the press release, these people were ready to string up Whitney because Whitney alluded to that maybe there was something to Scott being a game player.
I think he might be. Sorry. Ty might be too. Sammy is one for sure.
Oh, Sammy is
Zach might be as well. Like, they're all freaking game players. It's a game show for money.
Right. They're
all playing a game to a certain extent.
Yep. Every single person threw shade at Scott and at Scott and Amber. And he's like, I think this is mostly about me. She's like, no, it's all about you. Poor Amber. But, wait, what was that?
I caught it. What are you writing? THE. They are. I'm not sure.
No, I'm not sure. But
so
yeah,
Sammy does says the same thing to Mitch, like some sort of shade about Mitch again. Ty though does go to throw shade at Katie and Uzi. What did he say again? Oh, about the fact that like he came in with Ella and Katie didn't want to be second best, and it seems that's the way that she's looking.
I mean, I agree with him.
Is he wrong?
I agree with him.
Oh my God, Rachel's like they chose Whitney and Loken to be the hosts to continue the Scott victim story.
Yeah, That's why I said when people are like, "Oh my God, I can't believe." I know you guys didn't think. No, I knew Catherine was leaving. There was no reason for most of this. Like, I knew Catherine was leaving, and I'm fine with it. She needed to go because I want to know who's going to be the new villain. Y'all are going to make Whitney the villain, and then going to cry when she and potentially Logan stay in a couple for months and get all these brand deals, and y'all sat there and voted Molly or Zach or Scott and Ella B to win the game. Bye. I don't care. Y'all get what you deserve.
Crochet says, not being on Scott's side, but why isn't anyone coming after Sammy, who they defiantly know are playing a game and have said exactly why he is one? Yeah. He's because he's maybe an OG. Like, I could because he's an OG. I don't know why they want to protect Sammy.
Sammy's an OG? Sammy's
an OG. Closer than Scott.
I mean, yeah, a Jace, same as Whit.
You think they came at the same time as Whitney?
Came in a couple days after, I think.
So like day 5 and she's day 3?
Something like that.
Well, I don't know. Scott came in day 5, really? Or Sammy?
No. I'm talking about Sammy.
Sammy, but that's what I'm saying. That's maybe why Sammy is being protected. Maybe because he's still considered to be an OG who's came in the first week. I don't know. I'm just trying to understand.
I think Sammy's being protected because of Jess. Because literally, she would be gone if she did not have a Sammy.
Okay, that's fair. So Uzi also comes for Ty, so he claps back. I don't remember what he said though. Do you?
I don't either. It was something about.
I was just honestly, I was watching this episode like back to back. I was just taking really shitty notes.
Yeah, it was something. It was something silly, but it was funny. But yeah, no. To be fair, the Ella Ty, like they were trying to make this a Ella Ty Uzi, Katie, and it's like Katie don't got it in her. Uzi don't got it in him. Ty and Ella don't really give a damn. Like this is why that entire thing was dumb. It was dumb. Like they shouldn't have did it.
Well, they needed content.
Yeah.
So Zach calls out Scott. Don't remember what he said. Maybe it has to do with moving on to Abby, probably.
Yes. Then they started. They started with he's a game player for going after Abby. Meanwhile, they were all encouraging him to go after Abby.
Abby though does the same thing, being like, I liked how she said that. Like, I don't know if you're just trying to move on to the newest couple in the villa just to secure your place. And it's interesting though, like, it doesn't seem like she has that many hangouts with the girls for them to be like in her ear. And so if she might be feeling like maybe he is a game player, maybe he is playing a game, and maybe these are things that maybe Catherine felt or experienced, you know what I mean? Like, it's just interesting why she would clap back at him like that in this game if he wasn't.
Because he has no villa clout. Because then the next day when they're together by themselves, they're laughing about it, and she's still flirting with him.
It kind of says that they're on Twitter. They're saying that Molly and Zach can't win. They're literally making them win, wasting their time. Why can't they win?
Why can't they win? Of course they can win. They're still in the villa. Y'all didn't dump them like y'all was supposed to. I told you guys to dump them. I don't understand.
Uzi came back about Ella moving Matt in CASA, and he said that Ty went running to Katie.
That's what I'm saying. Whatever it was funny. And I was like,
right.
Oh yes, that he was that she was supposedly closed off, but then Ella went unclosed.
Right, and them calling out Scott for the speech he gave Amber was definitely not even shady. It was it was shady as in like not kind. Like
it wasn't nice, but then also as people kind of did point out on Twitter, Amber wasn't necessarily saying nice things about him either. So I don't know. I think it's a wash.
Montel has things to say about Amber and Scott. Amber has something to say about Sammy. Do you remember what she said? Oh, like being like, "Oh, you just brought me into the villa and
Yeah.
you didn't."
You wasted my time, as he did, but it wasn't him. It was the producers.
It was your dad.
Yeah. Sorry.
All right, round 2. The boys are blindfolded. It was just a little bit silly. It just like they had to get them to dig for something. X marks the spot. So the people moving on from that round, because Montel and Leah went against Kat and Elam, and Montel and Leah won. Ella was really bad at directions, and they were going versus Katie and Uzi. Katie wins. Katie and Uzi win. Amber and Sammy beats Mitch and Abby, and then Jess apparently has a loud mouth beat Zach and Molly. So those are the people who are going to be in the final round, and there's going to be the longest person standing on the surfboard. They're all throwing beach balls and everything at them. And apparently, when it was Katie and Uzi's turn, they didn't like how hard maybe Ty and or Ella were throwing their beach ball. And Katie says, Ty and Ella put that much effort into your relationship.
Yeah, I was like, oh, excuse me, you can get dumped. And I said, y'all are literally gonna dump Catherine and Ellum before you dump Katie and Uzi? Are you and Leah and Mitchell? All right, I mean Leah and Montel. Y'all deserve whatever y'all get.
So back to the villa, and Scott goes to confront Abby about the comment that she made, and Whitney says, well, maybe there's some truth to it. So this is in more hints that I think they felt that Scott was playing a game with Catherine. Yeah. I think that this is what they probably, when they didn't have a chance to talk to him after everything that went down at the fire pit during the day when he was standing up from his perspective, but from her perspective, she probably felt it was performative to a certain extent.
I think so too. I think that Whitney was willing to give him a chance because, that was her buddy. And then they came back and he reacted the way he reacted and kept reacting the way he kept reacting. And I think Whitney had no choice in her head but to side with the rest of the villa. Like, it happens. Hey, Jess.
Hi, Jess. Yeah, we're trying. We're almost
to go.
No, we're gonna get through it in 4 minutes, okay? Yeah. 4 minutes, because we already talked about the aftermath, so we're just gonna zip right into it. So back to the villa, we see Scott going to confront Abby. Maybe there's some truth to it. Katie just wants to stir the pot, apparently. So Ella's getting a little bit pissed off with Katie seeming to want to throw these little jabs, little digs at her. Yeah. And Katie saying
some producer was like, Katie, we're paying you too much money to be here sitting around doing nothing. Can you please start saying stuff? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so she says that Ty flirts with me all day, every day.
Okay. Do you believe this? Because a lot of people believe her. I'm on the fence, but go ahead.
I mean, not that I've seen, because he does seem to hang out with Ella all the time.
That's what I said. That's why I'm not sure I believe it.
When they weren't talking, I would say yes.
Right.
Like when they're still in their fight. But since they've made up, I haven't seen him hang out with her enough to flirt. So I'm not sure with the timeline. Yeah. But Ella's just like, oh, well, she's not my friend anymore. Like, we're not friends. And I'm like, this could be an interesting little beef. So we're going to be voting now after this episode. Who is the most compatible? So what was this episode title, would you say? Filler?
Yes. And, Scott, the villa victim.
Hashtag Scott, the villa. So annoying. Sorry. Just him I just never liked the victim anyways. He's not an underdog in my opinion. He's playing martyr. Woe is me. I don't know. I'm just not into it. Not into it. This could have all been fixed with the combo, but production had different plans. Yeah.
Absolutely. They made sure it didn't happen.
Keep them apart. Our writer hashtag for episode 37 has got the villa victim. If you have anything better, please put it in the chat or in the comments below. All right, let's get through episode 38, getting ready for the night. Scott is going to ask Abby again about how he feels about her, or she feels about him, etc., etc. Katie decides to make the cheers. And she says, here's being officially closed off. Molly and Zach. I thought it was, wow, I'm just being nice. I'm just being nice. What? Isn't it nice to close off? I was like, this is funny, Katie. Thank you.
I was like, I thought I was doing a nice thing. I'm never giving you a chance again.
That toast made me look like Katie a little bit because you could tell it nearly broke Molly's character.
Yes, because somebody was saying on Twitter, and if you notice it, you see it. Molly is moving in silence, and she knows what was thought of her before she came back into the villa. She's moving in silence, but I knew she lied. I knew she lied.
Well, we all knew she lied. We're just like, what? When would that have happened? Like, I was thinking of like, I think she might be misconstruing potentially
their conversation.
Yeah, like, or making it seem like more than it actually was. Should we watch this? Okay. Oh shit! Oh frack! Katie looks really pretty sometimes, so I'm not gonna lie.
Well, let's cheers to an eventful day, a good day, great people, honest opinions, maybe not so honest opinions, but let's have a good night. And also congrats to Zach and Molly to being officially closed off.
Wow. What a cheers.
What?
You didn't tell us.
Everybody said, what? Of course, Mitch. What? I'm your best friend. You didn't tell me that.
I ain't even cheers into that store.
Yeah, conversation. She's just really nice. Yeah, thanks, babe.
Nice.
Yeah.
She should get an Oscar just for that. Wait, a BAFTA, sorry. A BAFTA.
No, Molly told me. Molly told me today.
I don't think it was a secret.
Yeah, cool.
Oh no, I was really nice about it.
Molly walking away because she knows she fucking lied.
Just smile.
It was beautiful. It was beautiful.
She knows she lied. She walking away like, oh, it's okay. It's okay.
I ain't cheersing to that.
I ain't cheersing to that. And why would you not
she lied
cheers to
too.
that?
That's why I know. It was pointed. She did it on purpose, which is hilarious.
She definitely did it on purpose, but I'm still laughing because I knew Molly lied yesterday.
You what?
I knew Molly lied yesterday.
Oh,
I
yeah.
What
I was
she
just
was
like,
saying there. I was like, that don't sound. I said convenient.
yeah.
Convenient.
When?
What?
Oh man, so hilarious. Okay, so let's blow through this episode to get to where we began. Katie isn't going to be speaking to anybody else other than Uzi and Leah. I thought it was cute. They'd be like, what about me? And Uzi was like, what about me? And they're like, well, not you two. Like, it was just funny that I'm just getting in trouble for being me. Molly and Zach walk off and they're just, I can't believe what Katie did. Scott and Abby have a conversation. He still wants to get to know her. Basically how you look. What did I say? What was I talking about?
I don't know. Their conversations, I kept zoning out, and I was like, don't I really?
It's fine. It's a nothing burger, like, because they're just like giggling and they laugh, and he's like, I just wanted to know you, and it's not. Yeah. Oh, okay. Have you watched this Oh my god, I know. Well, I think she lied about it because she feels like they're closed off, but they didn't have the official conversation. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Anyways.
She was trying to get at Katie's goats.
Yeah,
thinking it would get nowhere, it would shut her up, and instead.
It just embarrassed her so bad.
Oh, I can't.
So then, what was I gonna say? So Molly does go in to speak to Katie, and she's like, "Well, we didn't say those words." I was like, "Oh, so you lied." You lied there, Molly.
Oh,
and Katie's just like, I'm never doing it. Cheers again. So melodramatic.
was so bad.
So Molly and Mitch do talk about Abby, and it was Mitch talk, and then Mitch and Abby talk, and it was a decent chat.
Yeah.
Abby tells the girls that Mitch felt mugged off, and so she kind of cries about it. So why was she crying?
I don't think she wants to be in this storyline, but she's.
I don't know. It's just.
I personally feel like she wants to be with Mitch.
Oh, okay. And then she has this Scott thing that's happening, and she doesn't want to hurt Scott's feeling, but she feels like she has to do it to be on the show and be like, yeah, maybe. So it's bedtime. We had the usual smooches in the morning. Katie is not going to talk to anyone, just gets her in trouble. Hilarious. Scott and Catherine have a conversation. I was like, and she's kind of, wanting to know how he's doing with Abby and like on his journey there or whatever. And she still likes him. And then Whitney gets a text.
Because she did say to Abby, she's like, the night before, she's like, you and Scott were talking for a long time. How did that go? She was being supportive, and these people are like, oh, if only she had that conversation like the night before. Y'all still would have dumped her. Shut
up. Whitney gets a text, and I think she says it's giving romance. Is it?
Something like that. Oh wait, I might have the text.
It's giving romance. I think so.
Okay.
Oh, because Whitney's getting a date. That's why it's giving romance. That was the hashtag for the date. And so I thought they both looked really good leaving the villa. Whitney says 4 times a charm. Elam and Kat back at the villa. What was this? I was like, Elam, what are you doing? So you were feeling like he was love bombing. So he was putting it on thick for Kat. And now he says that he feels too comfortable, and that like maybe if somebody comes into the villa, like he doesn't know how he's going to feel, and he doesn't want to necessarily be like, what?
I told Catherine's sister, people show their true colors every time.
Yeah, when they get into the villa and they think that they're popular. I'm happy that we're making you laugh, Daddy, even though it's 2 a.m. where you are.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What I wrote there, though, when they're having this conversation, I'm like, does he need lotion on his legs?
I didn't even pay attention. I don't know. Oh my god. No, not a bit. Not a
really
bit.
dry. Especially because her skin looked it was glistening, and then his just looked real ashy. And I was
if there is one girl in the villa that looks beautiful, natural, it is Catherine.
Mm-hmm. She's
really
pretty.
Yes.
But like she's wearing body butter, I'm sure, and like he needed some body butter on those legs because they were gray. Like,
oh no!
Sorry.
Maybe he took a dip in the pool. Maybe we'll give him.
He went in the pool after, but maybe it was before. I don't know. But like, I don't know. They were gray.
No.
So he was like, he says he doesn't want to get to know anyone, but the what if, and like, I'm just like,
showed his true colors to me. Showed his true colors.
No, he was sweating, and his upper body was fine. It was his legs that looked ashy.
Yeah, maybe he put his legs in the pool.
Oh, right, and then it took off any lotion that he had.
Yeah.
That's all I was staring at. I'm like, wait, exactly. So Just Kim is saying you have that conversation when the situation actually occurs, not before. And that's what Catherine was saying. It's like, why aren't we living in the moment? Why are we thinking about what could possibly happen? Like, Elam, have you not read the memo that they're most likely not sending in anybody that's coming for you? Like, it's most likely not going to happen. Like, if someone's going to come in to break up that couple, they would be coming in for Catherine, not coming in for Elam. You know what I mean?
The fact that he had to have this conversation showed me everything I needed to know. I told you guys I thought that man was a scammer. And I'm not, I haven't said much because, again, I try not to go after a black man unless warranted on these shows. But I think his true color showed. I think what he was really thinking.
It's like, why are you even bothering to say keep your mouth shut for 3 more weeks?
Yeah, we didn't even see Locken say anything like that to Whitney on their date. Before they
I love their date. Oh my god! And you hear like the don't worry, be happy. happy. It's like a music ballad version of Don't Worry Be Happy. It was cute. I love when he was like, I can't even pretend to be a bad boy. He can't. I love Loken. I'm sorry.
I like it. Oh my! The thing is, did he say he was in Aries? Did you catch that?
I think he said he was in Aries. It wasn't right then. Wait,
Yeah.
where was it? Because I do talk again about her being a Scorpio, and
Yeah.
he's like, "What do you know about Aries?" She said that we don't get along.
Yeah.
Aries and Scorpio, they're both ruled by Mars, so there is a potential for them to have passion.
Yes.
But there's also potential for them to make each other angry because
Yeah.
fire makes water boil, and
water
water
douse
puts
fire.
out fire.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
So, but when you have nice tepid water, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Waters are good.
Yeah.
But
So literally, what will happen, guys, is when they fight, whenever that is, they're just gonna fucking make up afterwards.
That's exactly.
Yeah.
To be fair.
Yeah.
To be fair. Okay, so before we get back to that date, so Elam tells Jess and Sammy this whole thing, and then Kat talks to Jess and Sammy about the same situation that Elam is, and she's like, in her ITMs is like crying about it, because she's like, I thought I found somebody. Like, she's getting so much smoke for like making this choice to invest in this person, and he's saying the nice, right things to her. All of her friends are saying like, go for him, and now he's saying like, well, I'm not sure about you. I want to keep my options open just in case somebody else comes in the villa.
Yeah. I'm gonna say this, and people are gonna be upset at me, but I'm gonna say this. I do. I'm
not a fan of Scott.
I'm gonna read you guys her exit interview. You guys can take that for what you want. But I am so glad this happened, because if she had gotten dumped with Elam and not have this happen, I fear whatever little things people are saying about him on the outside, she would absolutely ignore it.
Right, but now like she's getting dumped, and they're saying like, oh, they don't believe in their relationship, and then he said this, so then she could be like, oh my god, maybe I got it all wrong. So,
and just keep that in the back of the head. So even if she's trying with him or he's giving her something, she has it in the back of her head
that he wanted to potentially keep looking.
Maybe he's not everything he seems.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, so do you know anything about Aries? They're not compatible. They talk about their biggest fear. He says living with regret. She says she likes honest. He said that she's honest, fun, and beautiful. I love their little joke. He's like, oh, I'm 6'6", and she's like, she's like, how tall are you really? He's like 6'1". She's like, you mean 6? And he's like, I'm 6'1". You see how tall your heels are? But like, she's gonna be like, you sure you're 6'1"? I think you're 6 feet. Like, it was a flirting little dig, and I liked it. It was cute.
Yes.
Elam wants to chat with Catherine again, and doesn't want it to seem like a surprise if he decides to graft some new bird that comes in. Like, it's just so weird.
It was so weird.
Like, does he think he's better looking than he is? Like, I don't know. Like, or like he has better. I don't know. His head got big. I don't know.
Yeah.
Scott and Abby chat again, and he's trying to make her work out with him. Eye roll. Abby's hugging Mitch in the water. Like, Abby, she connects with Mitch. Like, she's always hugging him, kissing him. Like, it doesn't feel to me like she's entertaining Scott. Really.
No.
Like, she is like being polite, but I don't feel like she's opening the door to him.
It's kind of like, I think you said it before, like, if you're going to flirt with me, I'm going to take the flirt. That doesn't mean I'm necessarily interested in you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I keep getting. Her and Mitch are so just like physically comparable, meaning like he gives, she gives, it's working, and their conversations are way better than hers. With like every time she talks to Scott, it's
you like me? How you think I'm funny? How you think I'm beautiful?
It's nothing deep. It's nothing deep.
So Whit and Loken come back, and she feels closer to him. He feels closer to her. She could see him as he could see her as his boyfriend, and she as his girlfriend. Whatever, I got it wrong. It was a proper good date, he said, and like it really was. It was a proper good date. They weren't just saying like, I really want to get to know you. They actually were talking about real things, like a real date would. So I was into it.
Yeah.
So everybody's getting ready for the night. We have our cheers. I didn't write down the cheers. We see Mitch pulling Scott, and he doesn't want to be mentioned in conversations anymore. If he's going to be trying to graft with his girl, like, leave him out of it. I'm happy that Mitch is kind of like not allowing Scott to walk all over him. So I'm like, put your foot down. Like you're being quite open and kind. Enough is enough, Scott. Like, get out of here. Amber and Abby chat, and she just talks about how she's enjoying getting to know Scott. Kat and Elam on the terrace again. I don't like how he says, "Come here," like to kiss her. Like I don't like how he says that. Just I'll go back and probably find the other times. I'm like, I don't like how he says it. Come here. She doesn't want to kiss you right now.
Yeah.
So Scott says he wants to rip Molly's clothes off. Yeah, right. Well, maybe, because she has like a sexy body. Montel and Leah kiss. Katie and Uzi kiss. Ty and Ella, you're my favorite person. She asks why. Then Ella gets a text. And the most compatible couple, or the least compatible couple in the villa is leaving. And that's Catherine and Elon. They have the fewest votes, and they have been dumped from the island. Mm-hmm. And they leave.
Yeah. No.
Like, why wouldn't they even get, like, the fire pit? Like, they just get... Ella gets a text. Catherine and Elam are dumped. What?
I mean, to me, listen, guys, everybody's mad about it, or they're excited and happy. It was so savage. They deserved it. And I was like, that's basically how they've been treating Catherine in this villa since the dawn of this time. So...
Scott and Amber were fully prepared to go home, and the text came.
Yeah, he did say that. He said, that's me. Yeah.
Oh, the least compatible couple?
Mm-hmm.
I think it was way worse than the Molly dumping. Way, way, way worse, because this was like, it was just so disrespectful. The Molly one, like, they had a plan. They wanted her to come back, so they wanted it to be shocking. Yeah. But, like, Catherine, it seems like they just wanted to embarrass her.
Yeah. That's what they did. Everybody, including production, has work to do is embarrass Catherine in this villa, as if that's what she should have happened to her, especially once Zach chose her.
So they get another text, and it's not the only... All the others have to go to the fire pit again. Not the only couple to be dumped tonight. And so the bottom couples are Katie and Uzi, Montel and Leah, Jess and Sammy. So we're
and Scott and Amber are sitting there shocked as hell that they're not in the bottom. And I don't know why. I don't know why they're shocked. Like, you guys got the victim meta. Like, I couldn't understand. Everybody was shocked that but it's like, Scott and Amber got the victim edit. Mm-hmm. You all dumped them. What did you think was going to happen?
Yeah, I'm hoping it's Sammy and Jess, so she will know that them getting that together was like the demise of her popularity. That would make me happy. And then Sammy wanting to be with Jess only for popularity, that was the wrong move.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really nasty them making Ella and Whitney announce that they're best friend in the villa. Like, when they were leaving, it was really sweet because, like, you saw them hugging. And then everybody did come and hug around Catherine, but, like, you saw the three of them hugging together. Mm-hmm. And you hear Ella being like, my Nigerian girl coming down the stairs, we're at the villa for, like...
I don't know what these people are talking about, that they were smiling and they were happy and they couldn't wait for her to get out. Like, Whitney got the text and she was like, no. Like, I don't understand what they saw from what I saw. Because they were upset.
Catherine didn't want to cry. And so that's another thing, too. Like, later on, like, she was definitely... They were all trying to be supportive and happy because, like, they didn't want to have a big tear fest. And so... Because, a cancer could cry. They're good criers. She didn't handle that announcement with grace. That would be so devastating. So devastating. Especially after he just is saying, like, maybe I want to get to know other people.
Yeah. So she does say that she was sad to leave everybody. And that she generally has friends in the villa for life. But she's happy she left with Elam. Not everybody gets the chance to find someone that they have a connection with, so I can't wait to continue it when we get on the outside. She said the girls have become her sisters. It was emotional saying bye to them, but I told them not to say goodbye, to see you later.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, you left, they asked her, you left on a result of a public vote. Were you shocked? She's like, I was massively shocked, but it wasn't something I saw coming. But I heard their names, I was shocked, but I know that what me and Ellen have are genuine and compatible. And they asked her about Andre and Zach. She's like, the public put me and Andre together, so I tried. She was chuffed about it, as she liked it because she would have picked him anyway. So that's good to know. But she enjoyed getting to know Andre. He's a good person and a total sweetheart. She said, then Zach came and swooped in as he wanted to get to know me, and he was a lovely guy, and I was pleased. But I count them both as good friends, but I am still happy with finding a connection with Ellen. And then they asked her about Scott. She's like, my connection with Scott was good. We bonded over Ireland. It felt right at the time, but everything happens for a reason. We weren't meant to be. And then they asked about how things left with Scott. She said, it's all love with Scott. We left on good terms. She's like, they asked, what's next for you and Ellen? She said, Ellen and I have something special, so I'm excited to see where it goes. And then they asked her what was her favorite moment. And she said, all my moments I spent with my girls are my favorite moments and memories I will share. The heart rate challenge was a highlight. And they asked her who has the strongest connection and who should go on to win. Who do y'all think she said? She said her girls.
Whitney.
Ellen, Ty,
Oh, yeah,
Whitney, and Lockham.
They do have the best connections. So.
And those have the best connections, in my opinion, in this villa.
Mm-hmm. That's a nice excerpt interview. So Dan says if Sammy and Jess don't go home, then Steph is definitely going to be to like the new girl coming in. Absolutely. But also the new guy looks like Sammy, but the better version. So I don't know, Jess might too. I don't like the new guy. He wasn't. I mean, it's a very British looking person or like UK looking person and not the kind that I usually think are hot.
What's his name? His name is Josh.
I don't remember.
He's 26 from Essex and a financial advisor. Isn't that Sammy?
Probably.
Yeah.
Nicole, yeah, me a Cancer would have burst into tears.
He's most attracted to Jess and Katie. So maybe they are sending him in for Jess.
Maybe. Oh, Tyreek knows the new girl, Ella.
Yes, apparently.
Interesting. Did you think was she one of the 100?
Probably.
I've heard he's best friends with Zara. Which Zara? It's 2.
Which Zara? Yeah.
Okay, so what is our hashtag for episode 38? And then we're getting off. We took long. I didn't know that this was going to happen. We would have been okay if, like, we didn't have that horrifying dumping. Like, yeah. I know you were expecting it and you're happy that it happened, but, like, I was kind of grossed out by how they did it. I think it was pretty nasty. So we spent the first 40 minutes talking about what happened at the end of the episode 38. So we call it.
For me, I said that Catherine got the total package of storylines this season. She was the it girl. She was the villain. I can't see her regretting her experience, and it doesn't sound like she does. Whether it was shocking for her at all. So I just feel like it should be Catherine Villa It Girl.
Okay, let's do it. Let's give it to her. Catherine Villa It Girl. Oh, Sam and Jess, you're next.
If it's Sam and Jess, it would be great, but I have a feeling it's not.
I won't be if these people are coming in for them. No, it won't be. But the fact that Sammy will realize that the public is not supporting them as a couple, he will bounce, baby, bounce, even though he's closed off. Anyways, thank you everybody for hanging out with us for this entire time as we go through these last 4 episodes. Tamika, do you have anything going on you want to share with the people before we get off of this live?
Oh, yeah, just join us for our Bachelorette recaps on the Bachelorette season 20 with Charity Lawson. That comes on Monday. We recap sometime after that, and around this recap is Love Island every day. And then next week, Love Island USA starts, guys. I'm excited. They sent out the cast for it, so I'm excited for it. And we'll see. It's streaming on Peacock. If you don't have Peacock, get it so we can watch together, and we'll figure out how we're recapping that.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm like wondering if I just do like late night videos. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah. So
They're hard to do.
Yeah, that it's a lot harder, or just like do one and then when this is done, start recapping again. But we'll see.
Yeah, maybe.
And then I am going to be doing some Big Brother content this season coming up, and Big Brother starts semi-officially at the end of this month, so look out for that on my channel. So if you're not following me on Entertainment in Color, I'm Entertainment in Color everywhere. Check me out. Thank you.
Thank you. So make sure you follow Tamika over at Entertainment in Color on YouTube so you know where to find us for our Bachelorette recaps. Usually on Tuesdays or Wednesdays, if we can make it work. This week, I think we're going to have to do... We could do tomorrow's, but Fridays we'd have to do Saturdays. So we could maybe do Thursday and Friday on Saturday. And then we could also maybe watch the Unseen Bits. Just something to throw out there. So you know that we kind of, we try to get together when we can. It's really hard now that we both work. Again, it was a lot easier when we didn't work. Now we both work, and now we have to find time to do live. So we love you. We think you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for being here with us. Make sure you subscribe to this channel as well. Like this video. Let us know, what did you think of this dumping? How do you feel about Catherine now that she's actually gone from the villa? Who do you think is the front runner couple right now? Do you think that this new girl and guy are going to cause any trouble? Let me know all your thoughts, please. And we will see you guys very, very soon. You guys are the best. Thanks, everybody. Bye.